understand. So I'm sure everyone's excited. Last night was the Oscars.
Oh
Big
my
news.
God.
Everyone watched. Everyone retweeted a fucking photo over 2 million times. Congratulations, Internet. You can follow directions.
You're really mad about that.
I'm
Gus
really
was
mad about
really
that.
incensed about the fact that Ellen DeGeneres...
Because she called it out. She
Right.
said, let's make the most retweeted photo in history. And everyone fucking plays along. Why can't I do that? Look at it. There it is. Why are we even showing it? Fucking piece
Was
of
that
shit.
an advertisement for the phone?
Yes, absolutely.
That's Julia Roberts.
I like how later that night, or was it earlier, she tweeted something from an iPhone.
It was throughout the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there were 2 different times she had like that Samsung device out.
Yeah.
Once on stage and then that like selfie and then
But
her
then she did
backstage
pictures,
stuff
yeah.
was from an iPhone.
You know
Twitter
what's
for iPhone.
funny about it to me is that people were calling out the fact that she was using a Samsung phone but then tweeting from an iPhone, like product placement with Samsung. Twitter is also product placement. Like, people don't...
Yeah.
We just accept it as like a service, so it's like we can just talk about it.
Well, I think the reason people point that out is Samsung has
They
had
got it for free.
Well, Samsung has had a bad track record with their sponsors or with people that they pay to use their products. Like they had that Spanish football player who sent a tweet about how much he loved his Samsung Galaxy from his iPhone. David Beckham, I think, was recently paid to be like their global brand ambassador.
Oh,
There he
yeah.
is, and he's at the Super Bowl with his fucking iPhone. It's like, come on, people! If you're accepting their money, you're accepting their check. You're the public face of their
Yeah,
fucking product. Use the goddamn
No,
product.
because here's-
Guess what? I've got a fucking nature box back here.
Here's the
we
issue.
eat this shit all the time.
Here's
We
the issue.
do.
He's David Beckham. He doesn't want to have to use a Samsung for a year. He's David Beckham.
I know, but he
when
took
you're
the
in
money.
public,
Take the
at
money.
least.
He took
I think it's fine.
It's raining again. Great.
I think the
Our
best story of that is Britney Spears was like the spokesperson for Pepsi for a really long time, and she was seen drinking a Coke like publicly all the time. I don't remember.
Which, by the way, is a huge deal.
Yeah.
But the brand confusion between Coke and
Coke and
Pepsi,
Pepsi.
nobody confuses those two things anymore at all.
So-
but, like, they work so hard to make sure you don't get confused between Coke and Pepsi.
Speaking of Coke and Pepsi, you texted me the other day.
I did.
The Double Daves down here by our office got rid of the Coca-Cola Freestyle.
Yeah, they're at Coca-Cola.
machine.
They're an Infinity
gone.
machine. Yeah.
What?
Because now they sell Pepsi products. So there's just a Pepsi soda fountain
Is
there.
there Pepsi freestyle?
No, I
in it?
asked her why it was. The girl at the register.
Oh,
I
you
asked her.
did?
I go, why'd you get rid of the fancy Coke machine? She goes, it kept breaking. And then she leans in and she goes, and we're super cheap. So I don't know what that was. I always seen those cartridges for that thing are more expensive.
Was she the girl with the swastika tattoo?
No,
What?
that girl is cute.
Why does she have a
Whoa.
swastika tattooed on her?
What's that?
It's on her arm.
Maybe it's an ironic swastika. Did you ever think about that?
Tattooed on yourself?
Do you think anyone's ever had an ironic swastika tattooed on
I'm
them?
sure.
I'm betting no.
I would think so.
Like
No.
the one guy who's like in line with all the other SS troops, and he's like, I'm totally just playing along. It's just a big gag.
What happened to that first pancake?
I don't know that she had I ate it. I don't know. It came out wrong, and I didn't want to subject you guys to my wrong
That stuff
pancake.
looks curdled.
No, I just didn't like shake it up enough. I
You
was
made it
getting
shake it?
self-conscious, Gavin, that I'm on camera doing this. Now I'm doing it without the thing, but like I was shaking this, and it was. I should have just like.
What
gone
do it
with
like
it.
when you put it in your mouth?
What?
Nothing.
Could you do that with the GIF?
There's a whole subreddit dedicated to Barbara eating pancakes on the last pancake podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
It's called Sex Pancakes.
Do people monk off to that?
It's maybe
Have you monked off to it?
No. Why would you
only
ask?
twice.
Oh, you're talking Barbara. Sorry.
But remember last year you dared me to shove an entire pancake in my mouth,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I
The
did
whole
it.
subreddit is just gifs of that.
And they did a close-up on me. So nice of you guys, by the way. Thank you. And I think Gus made a comment. He's like, "Our sex pancakes," and that's the subreddit.
It's not very active to say the least.
No, it will be after this though.
It's
Hopefully.
active one day.
Yeah,
a year.
it has one day a year.
When-
Yep.
Well, we should point out that you call it Shrove Tuesday
Yeah.
in England, but we call it Fat Tuesday here in America. Like today is Mardi Gras, right?
Yes.
It's the same day.
Right.
The day before Lent.
Where
Right.
are the beads?
But you call it Ash Wednesday, right?
We call it Ash Wednesday.
Which is from the Bible.
Yes.
yes.
Shrove Tuesday, from the Bible.
I don't know about that.
It is.
I don't think that is there
I-
a part
I'm-
of the fast where it's like fuck off on this day, like just do whatever you want to.
And
There's
the
not-
Lord said, "Shove thy face with pancakes." I think it's in there. Is the exact quote.
That was at the Last Supper.
I feel like that would be the American translation.
S'mores pancakes. But I want to talk about this Ellen DeGeneres thing in real quick if we can show it. I don't know if I got the picture that I sent Patrick, but I think this is like a metaphor for social media as a whole. Like you're mad that Ellen DeGeneres said everybody retweet this thing, and everybody did. But there's another side to that picture, which is everyone facing the camera is a super famous person. The other angle is people trying to get in the photo and not getting in the photo. Like there's Liza Minnelli in the dark blue dress on the right. trying to get in the photo and not getting in. And then later, Ellen DeGeneres, I guess that thing went viral on its own. Ellen DeGeneres and her staff must have notified her. She felt bad, and she went and took a photo directly with Liza Minnelli.
Did not get 2 million.
that photo.
Did not get 2 million retweets.
That didn't, but it got like 60,000 retweets, which is not shabby.
I guess that's good.
As if these people aren't famous enough.
I got to flip.
So one of the other side effects of them doing that was they broke Twitter for a while. Like if you tried to load Twitter on your phone, it would say Twitter
retweets.
error, and then if you try to do it on the website, it just had a message that said technical difficulties and had like a robot.
Really?
Yeah, it was down for probably close to 5 minutes.
That's the first
Did they
time I've
retire the
seen-
fail whale?
The fail whale. They said they deleted it some time ago. I think fail whale went away
When they went public?
Yeah, it was before they went public. I think fail whale went away probably about 2 years ago now. They made a kind of a big deal about deleting the image, so it's no longer on their server.
Is it true that
See, you like how I talked through that? You gave you an in. I talked a lot on purpose to let our intern get in there and restock your pancake juice.
But then you fucking
But then you
Pancake
then
juice?
you mentioned it and fucked it all up.
But no one
bragging.
saw her. Fucking, I didn't break the illusion.
Until you damn illusion.
Or did I?
It's
true that they
just
lost-
so we can break it.
they lost a bunch of money?
Dude, so I'm glad
Oh,
you brought this
yeah.
up. It's one of the things I want to talk about tonight. So Twitter announced that in the fourth quarter of last year, they lost $500 million.
And then what? They bought 2 log
Then they
cabins
bought 2
or
log
something?
cabins so their employees could eat. They bought 2, I think, turn of the century, like late 1800, early 1900 log cabins.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one of them. So that they can use as like a commissary for their employees.
I
Like,
feel
why?
like
They had so many people, they had to go hunt food?
To me, that is the most random thing. Twitter bought log cabins.
On the day they announced $500 million was lost in a quarter.
Barbara, welcome to Logic of Silicon Valley.
So they had
Honestly.
did they have that money?
No. It's just like that's money that they spent in operating costs.
And it's a loss. They made no
They
profit.
lost it. They
Yeah.
lost that amount of money.
How much money did they make with
You mean
forget
how
about-
much revenue did they have?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me look that up.
They can probably tell you. The problem with Twitter is definitely the revenue side of things, though. Like, they need to find ways to generate revenue with that
I
company.
was talking about how crap your graph was in your Tesla. That's a crap graph.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money.
You do not want this graph in your fucking dashboard.
Especially considering that they're, a public company now, and their shares were barely affected by the fact that they lost $500 million in a quarter.
So they're immune, basically. They're
Yeah.
immune to any news.
Yeah, that's like, if a movie lost $500 million, it would, like, potentially bankrupt a studio,
Yeah.
when that,
So
when that
what
kind
would
of thing happens.
what would cause the Twitter share price to go down?
Um,
If the CEO raped a child, I guess it would go down.
I'm trying to think, like, what's something that recently dropped?
fine.
Like, obviously, Bitcoin is going through a crisis, Usually, it's just like if they had projections, like Twitter might have said, "Hey, we're going to lose $500 million," and then they come back and say, "Oh, guess what? We only lost $450 million." And we're like, "Well, that's better than expected."
Yeah, so revenue for their fourth quarter was $243 million. It was an increase of 116% compared to the $112 million in the same period last year.
Dude, that's actually really good. I didn't know the revenue was up to $250 million. So their expenditures were $750 million to
Right.
get them to the negative $500 million mark.
What are they spending money on?
What's
Log
that? Log
cabin.
Did you see?
Apparently.
They bought 2 of those.
2 of those.
Those just don't grow on trees,
Well,
They don't have GIF peanut butter. They have the real stuff.
Every time you show it, you don't show the G. It's
Yeah.
bugging the hell out of me.
Oh, sorry.
can you shake it?
There you go.
Shake it.
The
I want someone
G.
to make a gif of the gif.
Oh my god.
What just happened?
Water is everywhere.
It's not everywhere. It's just on the floor.
Not everywhere, it's just on the floor.
All right, well, Gab, what kind of pancake do you want?
An experimental mixture.
Fucking A. God bless you, Gavin Free.
Experimental mixture.
All right, you're getting peanut butter and banana.
Okay,
Good.
I'll take it.
Real good.
Bananas and peanut butter.
South by Southwest is next week. This
It
sounds
is.
great for everyone listening. South by Southwest is next week. Have
Have
you
you
all?
talk about the stuff we're doing yet?
Yes, I'm gonna segue right into that.
Okay, good.
But I don't know if you've seen there's this Game of Thrones traveling exhibit that's coming to Austin as part of South by Southwest.
Actually, can I cut you off?
Yeah.
Can you not mention this because I want to go to it?
Okay.
And I'm afraid if we talk about it, I won't be able to get
Did you
into
just
it.
call him Ashley?
Actually.
Ah.
Although, since I've started dating Ashley, I have noticed how much that name sounds like the word actually. And I hear her name all the time everywhere. When people say actually, I'm like, where's Ashley? Anyway,
So this.
But go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, this exhibit's only gonna be in 2 different places in the United States. It's going to New York and then it's coming to Austin.
What is it?
It's like a traveling exhibit filled with props from the show. And I think
cool.
one of the things they're going to have is I'm going to criticize it, but they're going to have an Oculus Rift set up along with Westeros.
Oh,
And you
that's
can
really cool.
look around and be in the world.
Are any of the actors?
I don't
coming
think
back?
it's just props and stuff.
Damn.
So you can stand in Westeros.
Yeah.
It's huge. Where are you going to stand? Winterfell.
The middle of nowhere. Oh, you're in the woods. Woo!
You stand in like a desert and there'll just be a bunch of signs pointing like 300 miles this way. Winterfell. Be crap.
You know what? I saw a spoiler image of George R. R. Martin the other day, and I'm not going to tell you what the spoiler was. I'll tell you basically what it was, which is I've read most of the books at this point, and I'm plowing through the last one right now.
Get some chocolate in there.
Shh. Listen, experimental, you said. I got this. All right, you want some chocolate? All right, but he had a sign at some convention that he said, be nice to me, otherwise character name is next, meaning I'll kill them next.
Oh.
But then it was like, hey, how do I know that he doesn't, or that person doesn't die?
Right.
You know? And it's like a non-spoiler, spoiler kind of a thing, you know?
In that you know that character has lived to that point,
Right.
or to the most recent point.
Which is kind of like all bets are off with this guy. So, anyway, if you see...
he assumes that people have read his books, right? That are coming to
Well,
see
what are
him.
those people who are just fans of the TV show?
Which,
they're working their way
do you
through
think
the
that's the
books.
majority of the people?
I think
that is, right?
I think the TV show
all good.
is way more of
So
a huge
yeah,
factor
don't look over here. It's good.
for that than the books were.
Yeah.
I think a lot more people have gone back and read the books now as a result.
That comes back in 5 weeks? Game of
Yes, 5 weeks. I am excited.
So excited.
So yeah, that's I'm gonna. So but the way I'm thinking about it now is after South by Southwest, it'll be 3 weeks.
Ah.
So talk some more about what we're doing at South by, because I really want to talk about that stuff.
So eating a pancake. Next Monday, March 10th.
We'll be eating pancakes.
We're going to have a live podcast. We're going to do it at 5 p.m. instead of 7:30, and it'll be open to everyone. It's not going to be sponsor only. We're going to be partnering up with Shira Lazar, What's Trending, and be doing
Former guest on the podcast?
former guest. We'll be doing a live podcast with her, and we're actually going to have Rosario Dawson stop by and be a guest on the podcast.
Yes, that is the plan right now. But these things are sometimes hard to schedule, and South by Southwest we're going quickly. But right now, Miss Rosario Dawson is scheduled to appear on the podcast next week.
Is that on location somewhere?
Yes, it's on location downtown Austin.
And anyone with the South by Southwest badge can come and attend.
Is that true? I don't know. I don't know what the access
absolutely. Line up now.
We'll link the information that they have on our linked up so that people can get caught up on it.
Yeah, oh, Gavi.
Cheers, you
Here
boy.
is a delicious...
Give me a fork.
My microphone skills are terrible tonight. So this is a delicious peanut butter, banana, and chocolate.
So we're gonna have a busy night that night because we have that podcast we're doing with in collaboration with What's Trending.
Right.
And then later that night we're going to be going and joining up at the Titanfall launch party.
Actually, after that, we're doing something else. Can we talk about we're interviewing the cast of Silicon Valley.
Yes.
To the new Mike Judge movie.
That same
or
night?
Mike Judge TV show. Yeah, it's right after the Shira thing. Then from there, we go to the Titanfall stream for the launch of Titanfall.
Right.
That's going to be fun. It's
And
like
that-
simulcast between, I think the plan right now is South by Southwest and the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
That
South
should be a
by
lot of fun.
Southwest Coast.
We have
We're all
a busy Monday.
Huge fans of Titanfall.
Yes.
I'm most looking forward to Titanfall because I think that's going to be finally the kickoff for the next generation. Like we've been waiting for a title to come out. That and then when PS4, when Infamous Second Son comes out, I think then we're full
Which is
on.
pretty soon, isn't it?
They're
Infamous
both
Second
really
Son,
soon.
also
You
March.
can't have a
yeah.
next-gen title that's on the old generation.
I disagree. Like I think this will be a reason why people will potentially buy the system. You know, where I don't think they necessarily had that reason before.
Can I make the shape of my pancake?
Well,
God.
in the case of
Please do.
Titanfall, they could still play it on 360 too.
What's that?
In the case of Titanfall, they can still play it on 360.
That's
as
what
well.
Gavin's saying.
Yeah,
Poor Gavin.
I'm agreeing with you.
Gavin has to repeat his statements a lot.
Why?
Guess what? Barbara is making her own shaped pancake. What shape do you think she's going to select?
It showed.
Wow, I never want to see anybody you've slept with ever naked. That is an impressively grotesque penis. Imagine if your balls were as big as your shaft, Gus. That's what she's ending up with here.
Wow. So that's what you're into, huh? Okay.
That's pretty impressive.
That's
But
actually pretty
can
good.
we go
Actually,
back?
you kind of saved it.
I'm a little distracted by the pancake making, which is a lot of fun. But I want to talk a little bit about that Ellen DeGeneres tweet. Oh, do you want to talk about the other thing we're doing next week? Is that finalized?
No, we're doing something else next week as well.
We maybe have a joint podcast with another well-known podcast. Right?
Yeah,
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
we'll be having news on that hopefully in the next day or two. We're finalizing those
Also
details.
be at South by Southwest Gaming Expo, which
That's
is
this weekend.
this weekend, which is free and open to the public. So
I-
even if you're just in Austin, not.
I believe our booth is either 119 or 129.
Do you
Okay.
want
It's
anything
one
in
of
your
those.
pancake?
No.
Okay.
Take it
Straight
plain.
up dick pancake. Okay.
Yeah.
But going back to that Liza Minnelli thing, I think that whole thing is a great metaphor for social media as a whole. Like, telling people to retweet stuff and, like, doing calls to action and, like, how that's just, like, part of the language now. Like, constantly saying, oh, share this and and all that stuff. But that thing with Liza Minnelli is so, to me, indicative of what's going on with social media, where you have this thing where, like, you're constantly being presented with being presented with other people's lives, and like her struggling to get in it and then failing, then becomes like this own viral incident that happens where people start saying, "Oh, look at Liza Minnelli and haha," and she got left out of this thing, and then that thing goes viral and she gets basically punished for trying to take part in it. And I think that's a huge thing. Like for social media, I don't think we know yet what the long-term impact of social media is on people, especially when it comes to like people with inclusion issues, which, from what I've determined, is a lot of people that are always worried about not being included
I
in
feel
stuff.
like now with social media, people feel left out no matter what because everyone's constantly looking at Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and seeing people having the best time possible because that's when they take pictures and they feel
Or that's what they
left
filter
out.
and show to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems like you're the only person ever having a bad time, that
Yeah.
everyone else is constantly having
You're
fun.
constantly seeing the best of every scenario.
Can we all agree we've all been to parties that were fucking lame, but we see photos that people take and like the side of it or something, and it looks like a great time, and
Yeah.
you know it's not as fun as it looks like
Absolutely.
on social
Yep.
media. You agree with that?
happens.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
The only person I know who doesn't have inclusion issues is Ray. If Ray's left out, he doesn't care.
Do you
He-
care?
he-
Do you have that?
I mean, if it was all my friends, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You'd feel bad you were left out?
I'd be like, hey, what's going on?
How come nobody invited me?
I want to eat this pancake.
All right, it's all yours.
Yeah, everyone has it.
You can make a whole new set of gifts with this, Babs.
Okay.
Babs gonna have her dick-shaped padonkunk.
It's a shame we don't have any whipped cream for that.
I got some cream cheese icing over here if you want that. Thank you.
Nice. Look, you
Um,
gonna show it to the camera? There you go.
That's kind of light.
So,
There you go.
what won Oscars?
So Gravity won
Frozen one.
just about every category it was nominated in. I think it did not win Best Actress, and it did not win Best Picture.
And Kate Blanchett won, right? Or-
Best director, though,
For
right?
Blue Jasmine. Or whatever.
won Best Director.
Yeah,
it
Best
won
Director.
Best all the Best Sound stuff. It won Best Cinematography. I believe it won Best Editing. Like basically every technical award it won.
It was technically amazing.
It was technically an amazing film.
I bought the Gravity Blu-ray the other day when it came out, and actually bought
Me too.
like it comes with the 3D version. I was really excited about that. I was like, this is the first 3D movie I'm actually gonna watch in 3D on my TV. The Xbox One and the PS4 don't support 3D Blu-rays.
Really? Don't they?
Nope,
Really?
That sucks.
neither of them.
You know, there's a lot of stuff that's in the next gen consoles that seems like if these are gonna be 10-year consoles, why isn't this built in?
They said they're gonna patch it in. Like the PS3 has 3D Blu-ray support, but the PS4 doesn't.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. So,
So that's
I-
easy to patch in, is it?
So yeah, so it's a separate disc. So I didn't realize that at first. At first I was really pissed off because you put the 3D disc in and it says like your player cannot support 3D discs, and you hit OK, and then it just like takes you back out to the dashboard. You're like, fuck this. So I was really fucking angry.
This is a really good pancake.
How does it
I
look
bet.
on Blu-ray?
Looked great. Looks real good. The best thing about that is I watched it with my wife, and then
that's
movie's
awesome.
over, credits come up. She goes, "We need a bigger TV."
Really?
Yeah, I was like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, I know that movie's good, but we just really need a bigger TV to be able to watch that."
Awesome, dude.
I was like, "Okay,
I'm gonna watch it tonight on my 100-inch screen. It's gonna be top.
brag about it."
Wow, fucking.
You have 100 in screen?
I do.
Fuck.
He's not
You have a
compensating.
very sweet setup.
I do.
in
It's
your little
perfect.
thing. Yeah.
Perfect.
With the lights
Mhm.
and everything.
Everything's
And now
easy.
you have a couch.
I do.
Great.
I acquired a couch.
You have the best setup in a room.
Couch.
One closet.
One room.
Hey, dude, of all the people who live in converted garages, you have the best setup.
It's awesome in there.
Of anybody I
I
know.
don't need much space. One room's fine.
It's perfect that you live in a converted garage because you don't have a car. You're not missing out on anything at all.
I never thought of it that
Wasn't
way.
that your resolution this year? To learn how to drive?
I think that was
Oh,
my
yeah.
resolution for it.
Yeah, that was Bernie's. Yeah, mine was to do something else that I didn't do.
You still have time,
Or maybe I did it. I can't remember what it is.
I
might
thought,
be-
I thought it was learn to drive. I thought that was your own.
man.
It might be.
that fuck- that's mine.
Yeah, I'm making you a cookie dough pancake.
I love it. That Kate Upton fucking zero G swimsuit
Yeah.
shoot was something else.
What?
You didn't see that?
Nope.
They put her in the vomit comment and did zero G Sports
Her
Illustrated
boobs were
swimsuit
like
stuff.
up here.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
That's forward thinking.
That can't
I
be
like that. I
attractive.
like there's people out there thinking of stuff all the time. It's like I don't have to think of that because somebody else did it for me.
I made this
Like they
joke
cured
before.
polio and they did that.
Yeah, but humans are attractive with gravity, right? That's the design of a human body.
Yeah.
Without gravity, it's going to be like, you know, that's
It's
not
like that
attractive.
picture of the calm your tits. No.
0 G's for her, double D's.
But since you're talking about home video, there's a crazy thing. I loaded up my Xbox the other day, and I saw Frozen was on the dashboard. This is like last week that you could already buy Frozen. And Disney's doing a big push for digital. And that's crazy to me. That movie's already on home video. It's a major Disney release. That movie came out in December, and it was available in February. And this week, it's still number 8 at the box office. It just crossed $1 billion, and it's for sale on home video.
No way.
Yeah, it crossed $1 billion,
That's ridiculous.
which is crazy because when you look at that's the box office Mojo number. That's a domestic total for the U.S. Almost
Mojo.
400 million. So about 600 million is foreign. The Lego Movie just broke 200 million, and it's got almost no foreign. It's got half the amount of foreign.
Has it not maybe released wide
Oh, is this spotlight thing?
in foreign markets yet?
Maybe not, but the weird thing about that is it's not Lego's not a U.S. brand.
Right.
So it's weird to me that it's not doing well overseas.
It's got a lot of U.S.-centric stars in it, but I figure when you localize that for other languages anyway, you can use stars that are big in those locales.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy what does well in the quote-unquote foreign market. In other words, non-U.S. Like, last couple of years... I almost died talking about this. What's up? One of the franchises that did extraordinarily well in the foreign market was the Smurfs. I wouldn't think the Smurfs would be a huge... Did you grow up watching the Smurfs in the UK?
Yeah, it was on TV.
Yeah?
Smurfs and other old crap like Pink Panther and shite.
Pink Panther, wow. That's
cartoon.
pretty old school.
Yeah.
I watched Pink Panther all the time, and I remember when I got older and I heard Pink Panther, because it's like a mystery
It's a movie.
right?
Yeah, with Peter Sellers. It's
Yeah.
a classic.
And I heard
Yeah,
about
there's several
that,
of them, actually.
and I was like, why is it not a Pink Panther? What is this?
The Pink Panther was the name of a diamond in the first movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
was
what,
so
what came
confusing.
first, the cartoon or the movie?
The cartoon was based on the movie.
Right,
And they
because
had the-
in the opening credits there was a Pink Panther hopping
Right.
around.
Do you remember the
Blake
theme song?
Edwards usually did animated opening sequences. Can you name another Blake Edwards movie?
No.
10 with Bo Derek.
He's dead,
Blake Edwards is dead?
isn't he?
I don't know. I think so.
I think everyone from Pink Panther is dead at this point.
So those are old movies.
Speaking of which, I feel compelled to say that we were talking about Harold Ramis dying.
Oh, yeah.
Did we talk about that last
Yeah, we
podcast?
mentioned it.
Yeah.
Jack
What
talked
a
about
bummer,
it.
man.
Yeah.
What a bummer. That guy's brilliant.
He was 69?
Yeah, his disease that he died of sounds really, really terrible. I mean, it's just, terrible. It's never a good thing that somebody dies, but it sounds like he was really suffering from this thing.
Yeah.
Terrible. Anyway, total bummer, but Harold Ramis was a really funny guy.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he shaped a lot of people in our generation. You know, a lot of his movies are classics. You know, I think there's not a person in the world who has not seen Ghostbusters.
And look, there's a whole generation of writers that's influenced by Stripes and Ghostbusters and Caddyshack and all the stuff that he made.
Man, I loved Stripes as a kid. It was the greatest movie in the world to me because you got to see girls wrestling in the mud with John Candy.
John Candy,
And
yeah.
as like a 6-year-old boy, I was like, this is the greatest movie in the world.
Was he wrestling in the mud?
Yeah.
Really?
It was incredible.
He also
but-
did Groundhog Day, right?
That's a
Hand me your
good
plate. I'm going to give you this cookie dough pancake.
Toss it over there. Here, I'm going to read this while you get that ready.
You want another one?
movie. Yeah.
What about
I
you?
want to remind. Here, let me read this. Shut up. I want to remind everyone this episode of the RT podcast is brought to you by NatureBox. Oh, here. You start eating those too if you want. Your mission: snack smarter to get in shape by summer. Your enemy: the vending machine. But when you're starving at 3 p.m., all cranky and lightheaded, the evil vending machine can seem like your only friend. Don't give in. Head over to naturebox.com. NatureBox sends great tasty snacks right to your door, and they're great for you too. We're talking healthy snacks like barbecue kettle kernels, everything bagel sticks, South Pacific plantain chips, and over 100 more. Zero trans fats, zero high fructose corn syrup, nothing artificial, even snacks that are gluten conscious and non-GMO. With free shipping anywhere in the U.S., NatureBox is busting up the vending machine's monopoly on your midday hunger. Try NatureBox right now and get 50% off your first box by going to naturebox.com/roosterteeth. That's naturebox.com/roosterteeth. Stay full, stay strong. Go to naturebox.com/roosterteeth. That's naturebox.com/roosterteeth. Obviously, we're making an exception to healthy eating for Shrove Tuesday, our one podcast a year.
Dude, I'm going to mix in some Nature Box. What do we got?
You want
We got some gammy apple,
Yeah, Granny apple.
Granny apple.
Do you think they called it Gammy Apple?
No, I was making fun of the fact that it looks like it's a rotten apple.
Some,
Granny Apple.
I know, it's a Granny
apple.
Smith. I'm aware.
Right.
These might
Oh,
be
I'll do
good.
that. Let's do the
Yeah,
praline
pumpkin
pumpkin seeds. Why don't you open those for me?
Oh, those are actually really good.
Is-
Those would be awesome. Those would be fucking awesome in a
It's
pancake.
fun to eat something that looks rotten and gross, but it's amazingly
That's
delicious.
so good. Those
I
are probably
heard
my favorite things
that
they made.
you threw me under the bus recently when it came to Nature Box.
Oh, no, you ate out of his box.
No, that wasn't me.
We have a serious problem with the sponsor because every time a box shows up here, everyone tries to like sneak into it and take one of the bags out.
Yeah,
Everyone has their favorite
I
bags.
had one at my desk last time,
Yep.
and then when I brought it out for the sponsorship, it had already been opened, and
Well,
some of the bags
I
were
want
open.
to point out that when you brought it out, you were so proud of the fact that you got it before anyone else saw it, and that you had hidden it, and it
Yeah.
was safe. And then you opened it, and there were like 2 of the bag tops that had been ripped off. That's all the person left.
Yep.
Like a raccoon had gone through.
So
That
yeah, what I
wasn't
did
me.
this time was I hid them in another box, by my desk.
He was so mad. He was so mad. He was furious.
Yeah, so yeah, this time I had to hide it in another box, and I didn't open it. We opened it right here right before we came on.
The only
on
time
air.
Bernie ever comes to visit me at my desk is to steal some of my Nature Box
It's
snacks.
absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
So
Well,
mad
it's
at
like
him.
she's like it's. I gotta walk in there. Her office now that you're not in there. It's like the 2 atoms. So it's like walking into like a Lord of the Rings set with the 2 giant statues. You know, it's like I'm intimidated going into that office to see Barb.
Aw.
I just stay out of all the offices off the lobby at this point. Basically, the conference room's a big pain in the ass now because there's meetings in it constantly. Achievement Hunter, you don't even want to bug them because they're shooting stuff all day long. And then the tech office is just a noisy mess.
Barbara and I are going to be reunited at the new office.
Yeah, we're sharing an
We're,
office.
we're sharing space again.
Oh, are you really?
I think it's like a 20 by 20 room.
It's pretty big.
We're gonna sit at opposite ends of the room in the
Yeah, we
corners.
should just like glare at each other all day, just like angry faces. I'm gonna paint a frowny face on the back of my monitor with big old angry eyebrows that looks like me.
We should get some like sweet couches in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I so don't want to get involved with this because, like, no matter how much you tell people, don't worry about the space. Everyone will have a space. You'll be fine. People are just still like,
Where am I sitting? Where am I
every
sitting?
time, the blueprints for the new office go up. Everyone's all fussy about their space.
Apparently, they had to ask Gus if he was okay sharing an office with me.
Yeah, I okayed it. I allowed it.
Who's they?
What's that?
Upper management.
Oh. Yeah, people are weird.
Yeah, people are weird. People are
People
weird.
People
People
get-
like grapes.
People get weird over crap that's not relevant to them.
People really do decide to get upset about nothing.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do the praline pumpkin seeds from Nature Box.
Is
Just
this
going
for
in
me?
the pancake. You want this?
No,
Or
it's
Gus
you
wants
then.
it. You requested it. Gus.
I'll take it. Fuck it. Give me a
Want a little bit
pancake.
of peanut butter on this one too?
Sure. Bring it
Can I
on.
make special pancakes for you after this?
Sure, Barb.
Are
I
they-
will subject myself.
Are they gonna look like dicks?
No, I actually have something else in mind.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Speaking of which, did you know there is a men's cologne that smells like woman's vagina?
Why would that be something that a guy would want to wear? Is that a
I
preferable
have
thing?
no idea. It's called Vulva. There's a commercial for it on YouTube.
This
and
sounds like
it's
this
creepy
sounds
as
fake.
hell. I looked it up. It's real.
It sounds totally
It's
fake.
called Vulva. Look it up.
Why do you keep saying that? I'm not looking that up.
Happening.
Why would you want that though? I mean,
It
is
says
that
clunge cologne.
have they shown that women smelling other women's scents?
I think
Minge
it's
musk.
kind of like a foreign thing, maybe?
Yeah, I know.
Popular.
Fanny
in-
fragrance.
That should be their tagline. It's
Really
kind of like
paying
a foreign
attention
thing,
to the
maybe?
podcast.
Question mark.
It's the one that I do reckon.
Barb, I'm gonna go limb here. I'm gonna say you have a lot of experience with a vagina,
Cologne.
but I have more experience with vaginas than you do. Like my
Multiple vaginas.
yes, I have a wider spread of vaginas that I've had
Literally.
experience with.
Did you not drink from the furry cup once?
No!
You did it?
I'm gonna suspend my story. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I have never drank from the furry cup, Gavin.
Gavin and Barbara, you have the floor. Go ahead.
No.
That's like, do you wear a fragrance called
Hold on.
dick cheese?
Absolutely. I'm not.
Oh, what is that?
That's not e-
That looks like a guy holding in vomit. He just gagged.
It went down my throat.
I was
Tuna
trying to
fish.
If
figure
he
it
was
out.
smelling his finger, that would be too much. For
Yeah.
me. That would be too much. That would be a step too far. That's classy.
What if he was doing this, but he was sniffing this one?
No, I don't get it. That's the thing. I brought it up because it's weird as fuck, and I'm trying to figure out who it's for.
No one.
This is gonna be good.
All right.
You're gonna like this. This is good.
That's
Pancake
a
me. I'm still
fatty.
working on my other one, but I'll jump.
But-
I'll skip ahead.
As you were saying,
I'm just saying you can't pick one scent. I mean, it's not like
no.
orange.
They all smell different.
It's like it's a variety.
It's like citrus.
exactly. You have to. They would have to like find an average amongst all the scents. Is what I'm saying.
Yep.
There's a wide spectrum. There's a wide spectrum.
Great. So I saw a story the other day about this Facebook post that apparently cost a family $80,000.
That was the other thing I was going to talk about with social media. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, I can't mean to come back to it since you were talking about social media earlier. Apparently, this family wanted age discrimination, or I guess they filed an age discrimination lawsuit against one of their former employers. The case was settled out of court, and the
He was
defendants...
like the chancellor of a school.
Right. He agreed out of court to pay, I keep saying out of court, he agreed to pay $80,000 to the family who filed the lawsuit.
The school agreed to pay $80,000.
Right. And one of the stipulations
Give me a
was
play, Gus.
they could not disclose the settlement to anyone.
Very normal thing.
Right.
Very normal thing in any court case.
So
Non-disclosure.
I guess the people who won the case told their college-age daughter, who then made a Facebook post saying,
Mistake.
my parents won their court case. I guess the school is going to be paying for my summer vacation in Europe.
With a picture, a selfie
Right.
picture, and all that stuff. Like, fuck it.
So as a
Wow.
result, the school saw the Facebook post and
all of her friends go to the school. So
Right.
it was passed around school because, I mean, it's like there's no way they wouldn't have seen this thing.
so then the settlement was thrown out.
podcast or
They lost
Zebra?
their $80,000 settlement because the NDA was breached.
Can't they just sue again?
Oh.
Considering
No,
the
because
if you're
it
talking
was
about the
already settled.
podcast, considering they haven't gone
The case has been settled.
I don't know. I mean, he was.
That is
like,
actually, though, that is the
shit.
first time I've ever heard, and I'm sure it's happened before, but
yeah,
that's
the
the
best
first time I've
description I
ever
ever
heard
heard
of
of
an
ZBrush was
NDA
that,
being enforced of any
with
kind.
that
Yeah.
I've never
it's,
heard that before.
it's
You
made
ever read
naturally
Velvet
to
as
be handled by
For coloring?
Octopi.
Maybe.
They're going to be
It's
tip pancakes. Aren't
it's
they?
really good. Like you get some really nice results out of it,
Is that
but
Velvet?
it's
It's a little
so
dark.
fucked
Might
in
be
other
edited.
ways.
Velvet.
Like
By the way,
everything
just so
requires
you know,
17
I got the
button
recipe for red
presses.
velvet
and-
pancakes. Red velvet is chocolate with red food coloring. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's literally all red velvet is.
It worked.
And by the way, there's always a thing that happens. Oh, nice. What you're doing here is great. She's really an artist here.
That
Um,
looks like. I don't know what I'm looking.
Nice.
I know what she's
I
doing.
got
She's
it.
doing it in two parts.
Yeah.
Here, want
3D.
two of those?
I will need those.
You got it
But,
now? See
yeah.
what's going on?
You know what the new red velvet is now? Birthday cake. There's birthday cake flavored everything.
Yeah, I saw there were like birthday cake blizzards or something the other day.
There's birthday cake M&Ms now.
We came up with the best flavored thing in Target earlier. I came up with
Yeah,
Chinese food milk.
I
That
need
is
That is
so
not-
gross.
I feel
I need
sick.
to-
Like,
Gavin has never.
just hearing that.
Gavin
Listen to
has
this.
never tried chocolate milk in his life.
I have
Until,
now.
until
need
30
to
minutes
get
ago, when
better
the three of us were at
shortcuts.
Target,
In,
he had
in Maya,
never tried chocolate milk ever.
I
in
can
his life.
Ever
I
in
can
his
do
life.
everything without touching.
He was looking at it like it was the
basically
dumbest
in the
thing he'd ever
menus,
seen in
but
his life.
Had you
with
seen chocolate milk
this,
before?
it's
Yeah, but it's like something that a
ridiculous.
6-year-old would buy.
Like the most I've got
So
out of it
6-year-old Gavin
is I
never
can
had chocolate
duplicate.
No, I wasn't allowed it.
Why
I
not?
can
Just
duplicate.
had to have real milk.
Subtools.
regular milk from the cow. I mean, nothing shits out
I can
chocolate
yeah,
milk.
I can
so-
duplicate the subtools, which are like all the pieces without
Nothing shits
touching
out
it.
pancake either.
Nothing shits out milk. Period. Nothing happens.
But like
Except-
everything else, I have to
except
go to
maybe
like the
someone who drank a lot of
subtools
milk.
Yeah.
And they might-
and geometry is a big one. Deformations.
God damn, man. I'm normally not queasy about that stuff. But Chinese food milk and... I'm out. This is really good, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
You want to do a callback to your sponsor now? Nature Box? It's not shitted chocolate milk. That's our best
Praline.
possible endorsement. But this social media thing with this girl who tweeted this is like, everybody makes those dumb fucking Facebook posts. Everybody does that. Everybody's guilty of making some, like, in your face, oh, I wish I hadn't made that post. But one of the dark things about social media is that, and the internet in general, is like, everybody fucks up, but occasionally we decide, like, the way we all fuck up, we're going to punish one person for it. And
Yeah.
they basically just reap all the negative karma of everyone across social media. And the best example of that is everybody in their life, every dude has at some point picked up a fucking broomstick and acted like it was a lightsaber. Everybody has done that. Everybody. And looked like an idiot doing it. One guy becomes globally ridiculed for it.
Star Wars kid.
The Star Wars kid. I mean, it's just like, and like this Liza Minnelli thing. It's like everyone's tried to get into a selfie and didn't make it in. You know what I mean? Or look stupid trying to partake in something and didn't fit in quite right. Nope, Liza Minnelli gets fucking, blasted and made
Was
fun
she
of for
really
doing
berated that badly?
that. Well, it's just like people are just retweeting
People
it, calling
pointed
her
out,
out.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When I'm sure every person calling her out has tried to do the same thing at some point in their life.
Also, they're not Liza Minnelli. So
Also, that Liza Minnelli, who's fucking awesome,
awesome.
by the way.
Awesome lady.
Yeah. Arthur is one of the funniest movies of all time.
That was 7-year-old Gus's favorite film of all time. Was
Arthur?
Arthur. I fucking loved Arthur. I watched that movie so many times.
It is
I
a-
wanted to be Dudley Moore when I grew up, and I
Believe it.
think that's why I drink too much now.
I don't blame you. They made it look awesome.
Yeah, it seemed like the best thing in the world.
He played the best drunk ever. He makes you want to be a drunk. Like that one scene where he's at dinner in the fancy restaurant, he's got the plate, he's just got the glass of whiskey. Like that's all he's got on his plate.
I remember thinking specifically, I wanted to do that when I got older. I remember that was a very pivotal moment.
Did you ever do it?
Yeah, I've done it many times. What are you having for dinner, sir? This.
You're looking
So
at
like
that's
ZBrush.
one other pancake.
Yeah, yeah.
So Barbara, that is
No,
a
we'll stop
work
with
of
mine.
art.
Maya deals
Twitter,
with
asked a question.
3D.
Well, let's show
So-
the pancake first.
Show us the camera.
Oh, wait.
video game characters that you see on screen, movie characters you see on screen.
Delicious.
Zero Alpha Hex.
The objects
asked,
they
Why
are
does the USA place importance
are
on
made in
domestic
Maya.
growth for films?
ZBrush.
No idea how
ZBrush
well
originally started out as
UK.
like a 2D tool.
It's
They were like,
because,
oh, what if you could sculpt an
movie
object
studios
and then
typically
rotate
just
it
sell
and then
off
put it
foreign
into the
rights to their
scene.
films to different regions.
Like,
Depending on the size of the film,
there's an
the
artist
size
called
of the
Andrew
Right, so
Jones
they don't
who
make as much
is
money
the
on it.
only
They
person in
just
the
make a
world I
flat
know who
fee,
actually uses
for
ZBrush
the
at all
dome-
like it's
for the
supposed to be
foreign
used.
rights on it, so they don't make
But that was
any
years
money.
ago.
In the
But
US,
then
though, they make all of that. Well, most of that. box
nice
office
looking.
goes back.
But anyway,
And even
nice
though
looking
it's
game
even though,
characters who have like
a
whole bunch of
foreign
wrinkles and
market-
stuff.
Foreign market will sometimes be
Uh,
double
they
the domestic U.S. gross. Bar none, the U.S.
have
is still
generally
the
a high
single
poly,
biggest market. It is-
a high
it is
poly
what drives
sculpted
the
model,
industry.
which is what ZBrush
You know,
does
there's no
really well.
market that really
There's
comes
also
that
mud
close
box
to
and
the
stuff,
Bollywood
but
market. What's that?
I tried it once. I'm
Not
not,
for ticket
way-
sales.
I'm not that
No, for ticket
interested.
sales.
They have sculptures,
In the
which
end,
is
the
a
box
free,
office is bigger
which
than
is
the US
free,
box office? It's
and
huge. You're a lunatic.
Pixelogic,
You're
who
fucking
makes
crazy.
All right,
ZBrush,
let me look it up.
bought them a
Production-wise,
while
they produce
ago.
a lot more
You
movies.
know how much money Bollywood made?
A lot.
So yeah,
Compared to Hollywood, to be fair.
Maya does all the low poly
Way
stuff.
more than Hollywood.
You watch
It does
the
all the
Bollywood
rigging
awards?
and all
Sure.
the animation,
Are they called the Hollywood
all that
Awards?
sort of stuff.
Bollywood.
ZBrush does
Yeah,
your
yeah.
high poly
You
models,
watching
and
those?
sometimes it does like the colouring in
With
parts of
Liza
that.
Patel trying to get you a
Because
selfie or something
you've
like
got
that?
Telly?
you've
Sorry.
got tools that'll let
The
you do
industry
that
makes
pretty
annual
easily.
income more than $500 billion.
But
Bollywood.
yeah, see,
What?
Bollywood's at $500 billion. It looks like.
there's a
$500
video I
billion
can
a year?
find.
Fucking Avatar beat that.
No, it didn't. 500
500
million?
billion.
Oh, fuck, that's a lot of money. Never mind.
What was
Never mind.
it?
Fucking Avatar.
Y'all want pancakes?
Yeah, is anybody in there want pancakes?
Dude, I'm waiting for my
Monty
second
just walked in time for a pancake. We gotta make it. Oh, these are tit pancakes. Everyone,
You're giving
ladies
away
and gentlemen, that was Monty's hand.
You're giving away my other boob pancake?
Yeah, look, it's all in the experience.
I'm over
So,
here motioning to camera.
this
Normally you don't
video
see me.
that I'm gonna link is by a guy called. Nah, no ZBrush, no animations in ZBrush. The best you get is like posing and stuff. But yeah, this video's by an artist called Gilberto Magno,
They
who
make $500 billion
does
a year.
absolutely
in
amazing
Bollywood.
work. Like
I'm trying
he
to
has
find
one
a
of the
source for that
best
number.
like model.
Liza Patel. That's who you said.
What is the plural of
Sorry,
Lego?
not a model. He has the best.
Nope.
No, it is. It's a representation of his like game ready model, and the whole thing you
That's
can
what I've
actually
always said, but then I
launch
hear
it
people say
in
that
browser.
Lego
It's just a
is
Unity
Pull that
plugin, and you can run the character around on screen and stuff,
You'd pluralize
Lego.
pieces.
Pick up all your Lego.
It's like saying sheeps.
and it looks
The
fucking
sheep.
amazing.
The plural is the singular.
Or fishes.
It's a brand name. I don't
You
know.
know,
I don't
but-
think you never pluralize a brand name. Like I have a bunch of Fords. Like that'd be weird. I mean, right? We say Cokes.
What's the plural of
I drank
Lexus?
8 Cokes. What?
Lexus.
Lexi.
Sorry.
Lexi.
In the Lego movie, they
Hobbies.
never once say the word Lego.
Is that true?
You notice that? Have you
Because
seen
that
the
would
movie?
be like self-referential. Because
They're-
they're in a
yeah.
world that's a Lego world.
Yeah, but we're in a world of.
That's
You
all
know what I
good.
mean? So it's like they don't. they
Here's
wouldn't
the
have
link
awareness
to
of
his
Lego,
portfolio,
it's their
but
world, right?
that character I was telling you about that you can run
A bunch
around.
of other brand names like
Yeah,
Exacto and
Yeah.
Fucking
well,
amazing.
there's a specific one.
Craggle.
Craggle, yeah. That's a specific one. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen an awesome movie.
It's
I
really
saw
good.
someone
It's really
complaining today.
Everything is awesome.
I'm glad you said that. I saw someone complaining today on social media that the film Gravity had been ruined for them.
Why?
That they hadn't seen it yet, and someone posted a spoiler, and they were upset. It's like, literally, that movie came out 5 months ago. What is the statute of limitations on spoilers?
You know, I was wondering too. Should we do like every week on the podcast? Do like this is now passing out of spoiler territory. Like
We
the
could be
following
the
things
official-
are expiring.
We could be the official the benchmark. In that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Let's
this
do it.
is now out of spoiler territory. Go see it now, right now, if you don't want to be spoiled on anything. Because next week, all bets are off.
Walter White. I got scared. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Well, some
That's
things
still
get,
too close.
some things
No,
get
it's not.
so big. There's no
Same as
spoiler. I don't
Gravity.
think there's any major spoilers in that show.
I feel like
Everyone
with
acts like there is, but
Breaking Bad.
yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to give that away either. It's like the whole don't make me mad, or so and so will
No,
get
all
killed.
I'm saying is that there's like anything can happen in that show. So it's like, to me, a spoiler is like something you don't expect, like Darth Vader being Luke's father. That's a
Shit.
huge spoiler, right? Huge spoiler.
Or Bruce Willis is dead the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the
Wait,
premise.
what?
That one got fucking spoiled for me before I saw the movie.
Dude, I got so lucky. I went and saw that Sixth Sense movie. I went and saw it opening night, and just because somebody else in our group said, "Hey, let's go see this movie," I was like, "What fucking Bruce Willis horror movie? Okay, let's go see that." And then at the end of the movie, I was like, "That is the best thing I've ever seen in my life."
I
was lucky.
Fucking asshole spoiler for me like 2 days before it came out. It was still the opening weekend, and it got spoiled for me. He's like,
remember
oh yeah, Bruce Willis is dead.
When
the whole time.
Jack got
Like, fucking thanks.
Skyfall spoiled for him. You were in the
we
room.
talked about that last week, actually.
Yeah,
Just
they
talking
talked
about
about
that.
it, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I got the Game of Thrones thing from last season spoiled for me because
The Red Wedding?
Yeah, they said that's what the person said to me. They said, "Well, you're gonna love the season because I'm not gonna spoil it for you." But there's this thing called the Red Wedding. It's like I can't fucking figure out what that's gonna be. You know, so every time, and there's a lot of weddings in that show. Every time there was a wedding, I was like, "Is this it? Is this it?" You know, every single time. This is a good pancake, by the way. This one's looking good.
Message.
Kyle's
Just
excited.
leaving.
Why does it come still for me?
Fucking A.
Oh,
I
we-
flipped it to you,
we
but Monty will
we
come in
flipped
ninja
it.
style and grab it.
It's halfway there.
Kyle, you get a paper plate. Sorry.
Are there
Pretty
really
sure-
a lot of
should we
weddings? I
start
guess there are a
with
lot of weddings in Game of Thrones.
Oh,
I never thought
Streams
about
Mentioned
that.
of-
that
Right.
last season.
Yeah. Always houses aligning and coming together.
Yeah, there's some
Great
weddings
show.
coming up next season, too.
Yep.
You'll get married all the time in that show.
We're doing something really exciting on Friday for Sponsor Cut with Kyle. We're doing a live Cards Against Humanity stream.
On
It's gonna be
Friday.
On Friday.
That's not going to conflict with our South by Southwest presence, is it?
It is,
Okay. Just making sure. Just making sure you had it into account.
but
You're
only
all
the
over
last
it.
hour of
All
it.
right.
Conflict in what way? Oh, we're doing a panel, too.
Yeah.
You talk about that?
No, I didn't. We're doing a panel Friday, 4:30 to 5:15.
Gus said, "Hey, do you want to be on this panel?" I said, "Do we get badges for it?" He said, "Yes, we get gold badges, which is like a $1,200 badge."
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm in, because then you get to go see movies and bands and everything else with it.
You're not going to do any of that.
What?
You're not going to do that.
I will do that.
But you
I
can put
wanna
it
have
on.
the
You can drink
option to
coffee
do it.
downtown. Be like, oh, I'm on the
Listen,
phone.
Gavin, I don't need you fucking up my illusion here. I don't need you breaking my illusion. So Gus said we have to have a panel. It's me and Gus and Michael, right?
Yeah, I think we're getting final confirmation on that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the current plan.
Yeah.
But Gus said, "Hey, we have a panel, so we're just gonna call it the Rooster Teeth panel." And I said, "Nope, we have to come up with a better title than that." So I came up with Gus and I went back and forth on AIM. We came up with the longest, most ridiculous title for our panel. The title for our panel is longer than the description of the panel.
What's it
In fact,
called?
I haven't submitted it to them yet. I'm waiting until the last possible minute. That way they can't say no because there's no time to rethink a new one.
What's it going to be called?
Do you want me to spoil it, Bernie? You want
Oh
me to
yeah,
read it?
please. We gotta announce it. We're announcing.
Let me look it up. The title is Alternative Careers in Gaming. The Science of Play Redefined as Art via Content Creation in the Ongoing and Evolving Paradigm of the Post-Network Media Environment. What does it mean to you? Featuring Rooster Teeth. It's got a colon, it's got parentheses, it's got a dash.
And you need all those words in
And
there.
you're gonna have to put it on like one of those cards that goes up on the stupid tripod.
Can you stick an umlaut in there?
Oh, that'd be hard.
The only thing they would make it better is if they saw that and they put it in, but they just abbreviated the whole thing, like made an acronym out of our panel name. We need to see if that spells anything funny, isn't it? Oh, because that's
Yeah.
all like South by Southwest panels.
So,
South by Southwest is a big film,
yeah, their videos are
festival
pretty
that
good
happens here
representation of how
in
it
Austin.
works.
It started as a music
Sort of.
festival, then it was the
He makes the high poly and then
they add on the interactive festival. which
makes
basically
the
covers
low
everything on
poly
the
off
internet.
that.
I don't
He
know
has a pretty good
how
breakdowns on his website as well.
To me, it's like having a festival for things that are outdoors.
But yeah, so he makes the high poly in ZBrush, and then
and
you
now
make
they
the
have a
low
gaming
poly
one as
in
well that's like,
Maya.
you know, they're trying to do some
And
stuff
you
with
can
it.
tell that, like, all that
Trying to
detail
get
wasn't going to be in
some
the low
traction here
poly,
in Austin. So
but
that's
that
the
gets
one we're
transferred at normal
participating in with our
maps.
booth and our panel.
Which-
But actually, the interactive one is the biggest one. It's it's way bigger than film and way bigger than music now.
Isn't the most expensive one?
It's also the most expensive one.
Yeah.
It's like $1,000 for a badge to go to that thing.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I think it's more expensive than if you were able to just buy like music and film independently.
Yep.
Just going interactive.
Did you know that you could come to RTX for only $80?
Only $80. Kyle, why don't you step in here and get yourself this delicious
He's excited.
pancake.
Look at his little cheeky face.
Kyle kind of looks like Drake from Uncharted right
He
now.
always dresses like Jake from Uncharted. See, gotta
No
show
one-
him here. We went to an RVB meeting today because Kyle's one of the primaries on RVB production. I'm like, you gotta stop dressing like a Uncharted character every time we have a RVB Halo meeting. It's like his own personal protest. You want another one?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Just all chocolate, mint on it.
I'll make one for Monty first.
All
Monty, I got your back, dude.
What do you,
How
One
is
chocolate
that
wasn't
boob
enough.
one?
Monty says chocolate.
I've done pretty good this time. I haven't dropped any frames, which is nice.
He's easy, man.
It's about 20 minutes of content, 40 minutes of recording though.
But yeah, I
so-
feel like every year we do this thing where we think that we're not going to be that busy for South by Southwest. There's not that much going on, and then as the event comes up, it's just like tons of stuff
At
to
least
do.
we're not hosting a party this year.
At least we're not hosting
Yeah,
a party
that's one
this
less
year.
thing we have to do.
Yeah, I think
awesome.
it was it last week where I walked into your office and I was like, "Hey, South by Southwest is next weekend."
And I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, you're like, "Get out of here!" You look at your calendar, you're like, "Oh shit."
Fuck.
It's like the time
It
last
is
week where Jack said RTX was too
Reliable
much
for
and it was
anything
tracked
but
to
streaming.
Man.
Like I basically can't Twitch
Yeah,
stream here.
I know it's
We
not
tried it
true
once,
saying that
and I was
right
dropping
now,
so
like,
many
it
frames.
made
It was
my lower
lagging
half go
shit.
like,
I think it's
just
like
now.
broadband, but not
On my
fiber,
bits.
maybe.
Did you release the cologne?
God bless you, Gavin Free.
High five, high five. You got it, right there.
Did you release the cologne?
I streamed over at your guys' house today,
I'm really excited.
but I was
about
just,
the
I
potential
was
of
like,
the,
oh, I'll stream a,
crossover podcast that we're doing.
there's like
Yeah.
Minecraft,
always this
it's a
dumb stuff,
Minecraft
honestly, that we go
mod
round and round
pack,
trying to figure out.
and
But we don't-
it's the same
honestly,
one
we
you've
don't
seen me
need to go
playing.
to any South by Southwest
I streamed for like
All
2
you
hours,
basically have to do is
and
just hang out with
basically,
Alan and go to,
like 80% of that is me just walking around going, waiting,
he's like a sorority.
waiting, while I wait for trees to go.
It's like he knows every single party where it is. at
And
all
me just like
times.
babbling about the
It's like,
rest
where
of the
you going?
game.
It's
I'm like,
we're
oh
gonna
yeah,
go
and
to
at some
this party.
point we'll
Go to that party. Then
we'll
we
cover
gotta
this
do
shit
it.
too. But
I
that's
looked at his
way down the
schedule
line.
because I was seeing if he was available for something that I have to go to. And it was just like this event, that event, like all staggered like that.
He's a mover and a
I'm like, I might upload it to YouTube just for shits and giggles, but like, it's fucking ridiculous.
We're like in there at the bar.
He can really
Yeah.
do that well.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
shockingly scary. I could
Yeah.
never do that.
I could never
I'd be
do
like,
that.
oh, okay, sorry.
It's
Like,
amazing.
walk away.
I'd be like, all right.
Here's my, you know what? Here's my problem. I show up to an event and there's a line outside. I'm just like, nope. I don't even want to like. Alan would go, I guess, and I go, I'm leaving. I don't want to be. If
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
this big a line
I'm using it,
outside,
yes.
I don't want to be inside.
Oh,
Everyone craps on you if you bust through the line as well.
yeah,
If you get
I think I need to
You
look
did that
into
one
it,
time.
but at the same
Wow.
time, I'm
You
like,
just, like, did not
I'm just gonna
even
find a
pay
job,
attention to a
and then we'll
line.
move out.
I forget what
I'll just
part
get a
we were at.
place
Was
that has
Texas?
better
No,
internet.
Just do that.
You just
walk.
walked in.
Fucking
I don't even think we were
Trustpower
on the way. You just walked in.
has, I think you have to have like your phone and internet.
So we were
Your
having a discussion
like
upstairs
power
the
with
other
them is
day.
too, but Trustpower
We did
has,
that.
you can get
Last time we had a party.
phone and
We had a party, and that night,
internet,
what's
like
his name?
unlimited phone and internet
Full Screen had
on
a party like 2 doors down from us.
on
and
DSL
Cheers said,
or
"Come over to
on
the party, we do
fiber
things on." I
for
said,
$50
"Okay."
a month.
I went over with Gavin.
And I was like,
and
oh, okay,
I fucking hate that whole scene with these parties outside with these lines.
nice.
Because Gavin and I went to go get in that
But
party.
like Shay
and we
pointed
were
out, she's
waiting
like,
to guy
the
that
number
was
one
next
question
to
I
us.
would always
Someone came
ask
and knocked on
though,
the
if I
door.
was gonna do that, it was like,
The people
when are you
in the
gonna start
line right
throttling
there, if
me?
they could've reached us,
Like,
they would've fucking killed
what
us.
sort of
I
fucking
grabbed
usage do I have to
Gavin
go
by the
through
shirt.
before you start
One of the guys
throttling
in
the
the front was
shit
like,
out of me?
no, and like Gavin was not gonna let Gavin
Well,
go.
it's because that was before they saw the guy trying to get us in. Like, I was just going to walk straight in.
Right.
And then everyone was like, ah! And then the guy was like, come in. And then I got pulled under the thing. And as I went in, I just went,
It
felt
really-
awesome.
It looked like the scene in Titanic when they're trying to get in the lifeboats. That's exactly what it looked like, and it
Yeah.
was that frantic.
Get a grip.
Yeah.
I fucking hate
I think,
that atmosphere.
and one of the
I really do
other
hate
guys
that
mentioned that
atmosphere.
it's
So
actually,
that kinda
like
ties
if you
into what I
don't
was
have
gonna say.
power with
We were
them as
having a
well,
discussion
it's
upstairs
actually
the other
like
day, about Emily and I were trying to explain
60 or
to
70 bucks,
Chris
but even
Martin
that was still pretty
about
good.
how
Like,
saying that a party has free
But I think
alcohol
once I
is
get-
not
once I have
attracting
to
a
start
party
paying for
anymore.
electricity and shit, I'm gonna
Especially during
get
South
Trustpower
by
because
anyway,
I-
because
now
they look like
it
they
makes
had the
me think
lowest
that place is gonna be fucking crowded,
rates.
Yeah.
and I
And at the
do
end of
not
the
want
year,
any
you get
part
a
of that.
It's gonna
fucking
be
Even.
crowded, it's gonna be
payout.
drunk people.
Yeah.
But drunk people are great.
Drunk people can be great.
Yeah, Arthur.
Not as a girl, I imagine, but as a dude.
No.
it's fun.
As a girl, it kind of sucks.
Drunk people, like there's windows where they're great, and it's like where you
Yeah.
are. Your windows have to line up.
It's like when you're playing Halo and you have a couple of bevs.
Someone I know
you're like,
apparently
I'm
they
doing
got like
really well,
Yeah.
and then it just fucking goes.
You have that
490 bucks out of
two-game
these last time,
And it's, toilet.
like
Yeah.
last year I
And you gotta
think.
be aware of.
And I think the new one's just about to come out, like the new reimbursement check
It's
thing.
true, it's like 2 windows aligning.
They were saying,
And if yours doesn't ever
because I
line
went
up,
for a
Afterwards,
but
it's
your
like-
whole life is like
job
that.
interview thing for
Hey.
telesales there.
My windows have been in line for 36 years.
Yeah,
Afterwards,
well,
it's like
they said that
something
last year's one, the average price,
Doesn't happen.
because I think it depends on your usage as well, but the average price for the payouts was like 510 bucks.
So,
At least the
But yeah,
volume
if you're
is-
with
what are you
Trustpower,
gonna do at
depending on,
South by?
I
Are
think
gonna
you,
go to any of those events? Can we
depending on
talk
how
about
long
this?
you've been
Yeah,
with
I'm gonna be
them,
at a lot of them.
you're
I have a pretty full
basically,
calendar,
you're
dude.
probably
If we
eligible
get
for one.
Gus and Ray to the same
I have to
event,
ask someone.
That would be like
It's a whole
Hey,
weird
I got
thing
more
because
stuff than him.
finding.
you all live in Tauranga
I
and
bet they both do lines
Trustpower
with
started
coke.
off as the like
What?
the
They're just so
Tauranga
reserved.
Electricity Trust or something.
They just go mental.
You're insane. You're insane.
What's cocaine you go to? Why not like meth or heroin?
I don't know. What?
Fuck it.
Well, Coke is like
Well, you know what it is? Everyone has a drug that they
Just
would
get it.
never
Don't tell
try.
Rosanna.
They, like, no matter what.
Buy a
they
bunch of
would just never
guitar
try.
shit. Just
Yeah, I can't do drugs.
And cocaine is that one for Gab.
Hugs not drugs.
I wouldn't try anything.
That's your bet. I was gonna cheers you. Hugs not drugs.
Alcohol's fine.
What is the absolute last drug you would ever try?
Heroin.
Heroin? Yeah.
I
That's a
think
big
so.
one for a lot of people.
23andMe specifically calls out heroin as something I'm more likely than normal to get addicted to.
Yeah, that's one of the things they flag in your genetics, whether or not you'd be more likely to get addicted to morphine-based drugs.
Really
Yeah.
more-ish.
Yeah, I was more-ish.
What did I say?
More-ish.
Okay.
What did I say?
I'm agreeing with you.
I didn't say moreish. Did I? You calling me out?
I did.
He did. I'm calling him out.
I said heroin's really more-ish.
I don't know what that means.
You want
I
more?
want someone to describe heroin as being
Thank
more.
you, Gavin, for contributing to this.
I thought you were trying to make fun of morphine.
Honestly, if you gave
It's like my
you said you could
stupid-
put all drugs on the table
My
and you
stupid
said,
joke
"You
every
have
time
to
someone
take
every
this,
time
they
someone
want
sees someone's a
100%
terrible
never take
person,
this
and I always go,
LSD.
you know who's really a
I would
terrible
never
person?
want to put
Fucking
myself at the
horses.
mercy
They
of my
make
own
terrible
imagination.
people.
I wouldn't come back from that.
Straight
I'm
fine.
positive if I took that, I would just be crazy for the rest of my life.
The best part is
I would
sometimes
believe
Shay
that.
doesn't
If I
remember it.
If I ever took
Like,
LSD. No, that's the whole
75% of
point.
the time, she's like,
So something's happening.
I
feel like
asked the
this is not
question
as
and she
hot
goes,
as it was.
This
horses.
happened last year. This
And then
happened last year.
sometimes she
Remember, it
just
turns
looks
off
at me
after a while?
blankly,
Oh yeah.
You have to turn it off and back on.
and then I say it, and she goes,
Oh, now I'm turning it back up.
Or do we have to unplug it and plug it back in? Is that what we did last year?
What kind of safety feature is that?
I hate it when electronics think they know what you want.
I know what you mean.
this
Yeah, I definitely remember we had this problem last year.
is turning out a lot better than it did last time.
A little bit longer. You get the easy bake oven
After
version.
5 years, someone's going to make a montage of every year that this happens. We forget every single year.
It's true.
Here.
It's true.
Let me,
Best
let me
podcast.
read this thing here. I want to remind everyone that this episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Thanks to Squarespace for supporting Rooster Teeth. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website, portfolio, or online store. Squarespace has been around for 9 years, and they're constantly improving their platform with new features, new designs, and even better support. They have beautiful designs for you to start with, and they have a ton of style options so you can create a unique website for you or your business. They recently released 20 new customizable templates, and every design automatically includes a mobile experience that matches the overall style of your website, so your content looks great on every device every time. Squarespace is commerce ready to provide a powerful and flexible e-commerce solution so you can set up shop and sell things quickly. One of the things I like most about Squarespace is it's good for everyone, whether you need a simple website solution or you're a developer and you want to get into the code. There's so much you can customize with Squarespace. You can also easily embed a Twitch TV player to any page on your Squarespace website so you can share your favorite gaming moments. Squarespace starts at just $8 a month, includes a free domain name if you sign up for a year. If you haven't already, give them a try. You don't need a credit card to start building your website. When you decide to sign up, use offer code RoosterTeeth. You get 10% off. Show your support for Rooster Teeth. That's squarespace.com, offer code RoosterTeeth. Big thanks to Squarespace for your support.
Man, I have seen a lot of people that send me links, especially for like portfolios and stuff. Now they're linking their Squarespace accounts. I'm like, that's smart.
Yeah.
Because I always look at it 100% of the time.
I've definitely seen an increase in them, and they look good. I mean, like we said in the ad read, they have a ton of templates that lay things out well, and you know if someone looks at it on a computer, a tablet, or a phone, that it's going to resize. It's going to look fine. It's going to deliver them an appropriate sized image.
My new favorite thing about this podcast, and I encourage everyone to do this, by the way, is when they take something that we've said and then just do a hard cut to something we've said that completely contradicts it.
Oh,
Like, someone
come
did this
on.
with you when Gus was like, "Oh, it's that
The
time of
pumpkin
year. I
face.
love pumpkins. There's pumpkin. Everything's like pumpkin coffee, pumpkin cakes, and then it just fades out and fades back in." I'm so sick of
It
pumpkin.
was like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, like 2 weeks apart.
Wait, you said that you loved it?
Once. I forget. I do the same thing every year where I forget. At the beginning of pumpkin season, like, oh yeah, pumpkin, fucking
Yeah.
awesome. And then like 2 days into that, you're like, fuck pumpkins.
Yeah, I had that last week where someone linked me to exact time code where I'm talking about how much I love mayonnaise, and then last week it's like, I'm not really that into mayonnaise.
Yeah, you talked about how you love mayonnaise, and you were like so incredulous about it last week.
Well,
Is that
I
getting
don't-
back up? Yeah, it's smoking.
it's
right?
coming, it's coming.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I feel like I was never that into mayonnaise.
Or salad cream.
Apparently, at one point you were.
I'm getting a lot of tweets about your nipple from last year.
Chocolate chips, baby.
Chocolate chip nipple. Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you ever think you'd be saying that?
No,
A lot of
I
tweets about
didn't.
your nipple.
Not to millions of people. No, never thought that. Not my entire life.
I did.
The pancake's bubbling.
It's supposed to.
It's getting there. Yeah,
Look.
that's the air coming up.
It looks disgusting. It's
That's
like
when you. That's when you know
Monty,
you're
don't
supposed to flip it.
don't listen to him.
it's
Your
like a bunch
pancake's
of
awesome.
warts.
You're gonna have a slow cooked pancake. A lot of patience and love in this.
So
one.
people were asking if that panel we're going to be doing is going to be streamed. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll give information about that once we find out definitively. I guess we should probably make a post on the front page outlining all the different things we're doing
Yeah.
for South by Southwest, all of the events we have coming
We
up.
have the gaming expo information already on the site, but not the other stuff.
Yeah, because
so.
that's listed as an event, right? Yeah. Well, we should put a schedule
Stream
up
it
for
yourself.
everything else.
Just do it on Vine.
Just do it?
Just keep doing 6-second videos. So one person doing it, then rotate. What's the longest Vine ever? Do you think?
6
The
seconds.
the longest event Vine.
Like in short bursts.
Yeah, like someone taking over and it just constantly like a never-ending Vine.
I
We
would
should do it.
imagine like
Like,
a concert. Maybe.
It would move from perspective to perspective. It'd be like a video. It'd be like a dolly,
Yeah,
like moving through the crowd.
yeah, it'd be a cool experiment.
I've seen people
should
where they do
absolutely
the
do
like rapid clicking and they get like.
Monty,
Yeah,
it's
like,
pancakes gonna be so good.
No, we should do that at RTX. We should have like a
See if we
series
can
of
get,
long
like, an
vines
hour-long
that
Vine.
move through the crowd.
It's true.
I think it's a good idea.
Oh, that looks really good, except for the part you fucked up there on the
I
side.
didn't fuck anything up.
It'd be like a Mexican wave
perfect.
of Vines.
Yeah, it would.
Monty's
That actually does
adaptive,
look
man.
good.
He's good with this.
He's not paying attention.
What's strange to me is how different that container filled with the red velvet looks like compared to the other ones.
Yeah, it looks a little black. I'm telling you, it's just chocolate. That's all it is.
And red food color.
And red food color.
What is that?
That is cream
Yogurt.
cheese icing.
Oh,
Shane, I
Love
fucking
you, Monty
Googled.
Ohm.
You gave me a picture and it didn't taste that good.
Yeah,
What's that?
it's
I'm fucking rooting for Monty.
cheese ice cream. Oh, it's gone all
It's good.
goopy.
Shut the
I'm
fuck
not
up, Rita.
tuning on fucking.
You guys eat blood sausage in your country.
It
You're
looks
fucking
like
savages that worship the sun and have queens.
snot.
They do, but
Do you ever think about
he,
that for a moment?
like,
you live in a
because
country
it's a teddy
that
bear,
worships
they
the
should have
person
like
as,
shorter
the
shit
closest thing
limbs,
to God,
but
like a queen.
no,
worship the
he's
queen.
gonna have
Worship
creepily
the
long
monarch.
limbs just because.
Admit
It's
it.
just like
I have so many experiences in my life of like rigging and animating characters with like
Oh, by the way, since we're
stupid
straight
short
politics,
limbs, and it's such a pain in the
how do
ass.
you feel about
Or
the
like
US
massive
calling
feet.
Russia out on invading country with
Oh my god, the number of characters I've had who have had feet that are too big
Dude,
in some way.
yeah, I don't
Fuck
know,
me.
man.
Bringing in a weird territory?
And
That's
half
a-
of them
That's
are
a
like,
fucked up situation.
I
think
made
it's
this.
in a weird territory. That's just a fucked up situation over there.
Right
But
after
yeah.
the
Poland.
Olympics.
So there's
Monty
an
Ohm,
idea
for all you do
behind
for us here at Rooster
the
Teeth,
teddy bear,
here is a red velvet
and
pancake with
it
some
calls
stuff
for
that
longer
goes with
legs.
cream cheese
So it's gonna
icing
be
icing that melts.
I think
Delicious,
both
Monty.
like
Poland and
old
Lithuania
teddy
said that
bears,
they're
especially, do
concerned about,
this.
no, I'm still working.
Normal-ish
Patrick,
sized
Gina,
limbs.
do you want a
Creepy
pancake?
as shit.
What do you want?
But yeah,
Chocolate?
no.
That they're
Hopefully,
worried, they're
if I
worried
finish
about
it and shit,
the Russian buildup of troops.
it'll be cool.
I'll make you a pancake.
It'll be cool. No
So how
one will
many
really
troops are there?
mind.
Is it 150,000?
What do you want pancake in your pancake?
Uh,
I like that you were.
no
a
one's
country's
listening.
invading another country, and we're
I'm
worried
trying-
about what
I'm
Gavin
trying to
wants
talk
on his
about it.
pancake.
Pancakes are invading other pancakes on that thing. I want
What do
all
you want?
chocolate and nana.
Chocolate banana. You like that? The peanut butter banana one?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, good.
But just go mental with chocolate this time.
Is anybody gonna use a syrup?
What do you want,
Other than
Patrick? You got a
A
gift.
gift banana. So, Texas Independence Day was the other day. And, like, what's
How do you,
happening...
as a Mexican, how do you feel about that?
I hate Texas Independence
I
Day.
thought that's all the
And-
Mexicans in Texas hate Texas Independence.
So I thought the current crisis in
Chase, Mom
Ukraine
just got home,
actually
so-
has some parallels to it for me.
No.
In that
Mute the mic.
Russia
for the-
has invaded the Ukraine,
Hey.
saying that
She's just downstairs. Sleeping. Yeah, it'll have
That was the dumbest logic you've ever used in your life.
no,
That's
it's
like
perfect,
planes
makes
on a
perfect
treadmill.
sense. Makes perfect sense.
ish. It's not going to be movie fur, it'll be game fur, which is it's going to be tricky. My mic's off.
Real. They're Spanish.
Turn that back up.
They're not real.
They're not real Mexicans.
Yeah, I'm gonna model a
Yes.
gun, and it'll be close to realistic, but it'll be
Yeah,
more
I thought about
cartoony.
Spaniards.
So you have a lot of the larger details, but a lot of like so the
Who was the first
far
American?
finer
What's
ones.
that?
First American.
It's gonna have
Uncle Sam.
game fur, so like
Barbara
Oh.
Sutcliffe.
game ready fur,
No,
but not
she was
movie
she was
ready.
clicking the cabin.
The
It's,
first
uh,
American. I don't
First
know.
person born on America who wasn't a native of America.
I don't know. Is this a trivia question? Do you know the answer to this?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I don't
no,
think there
I
is
don't
one.
know.
It's not like a famous person of history.
Yeah.
I don't think it was recorded.
I had a tough weekend with my kids. They were fucking hitting me with stuff all weekend. One of them want to know what's every star. We were looking at stars and we were naming them and like talking about like Alpha Centauri and different stars. And then
How many stars do you know?
I know a few. We were looking them up too. I don't know all of them.
What is the
Clearly, I don't know the infinite number.
what
of
is the
stars.
middle of Orion's belt?
So the question they asked me was, "What's the name of the sun?" I was like, "I don't know." I saw
Yeah,
Sol.
Sol.
That's what he
S-O-L.
said. Oh, it's Sol. So I just know that basically from science fiction. But is that the name of the sun? Is
Saul Goodman.
Yeah.
Saul Goodman.
Is that where the French word soleil comes from? Ooh.
Or the Spanish sol.
I need a plate for.
Or the Italian.
You don't know it?
No.
You don't know any Italian?
Ciao.
Very good, Gavin.
So
was right.
this is hey Sheena, here's your pancake. Here's your cup.
You broke Barbara.
From a Barbara.
There you go. And then Patrick.
Patrick wanted Jif and banana. No, Jif and peanut butter. No, Jif and banana. Jif and banana.
Gif.
Get it right.
Jif and banana.
Pronounce it correctly.
Jif and peanut
Gavin,
butter.
here's your chocolate-loaded pancake.
Is there nana in it?
She was supposed to make it.
I know.
Did you put
Yes,
nana in
yes.
it?
I kind of liked that they're really long legs too.
There's banana.
Appreciate it.
Were you not going to eat it if there was no banana in it?
Well, I requested it. I mean, I was going to send it back to the kitchen.
And my kid, no joke, this actually happened. My kid finally made the transition, one of them, where we were playing the Lego movie game. And we were at the part, this is not a spoiler for the movie, we were in Lord Business's artifact museum where he has stuff from the real world, basically.
Yeah.
All that funny stuff that he names. And in the game, you have to do these things called master builds, where they take three things and tear them apart and make something new. And we had to do a master build in that room, and there was a rubber band, a highlighter, and a 3.5-inch floppy disk. And he said, "This is Teddy." He goes, "Grab the rubber
Save.
band and the marker and
And the
the
save icon.
giant save button."
Yeah.
Wow.
He referred to he referred to the
Wow.
floppy disk as a save button. And
It happened. You've been
Yeah.
calling it for a while. You said it was going to happen. It happened in your own fucking house.
It happened. I stopped him and I go, "Wait a minute." I go, "What is that?" He goes, "That's a save button." I said, "No." I go, "What? You don't know what that thing is?" He goes, I don't know. I go, "What is it?" I said, "It's a floppy disk." He goes, "What is that?" He thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard of in his life.
So was there a situation where your dad, where you pointed at like a play button? He goes, "No, it's just a triangle."
No, but somebody was telling me today, I think it was Anna, Matt's wife, was telling me that she saw a video online where they were doing flashcards with a little girl, and they were holding it up, and they said, "What's this?" And they go, 5. They hold it, she goes, "What's this?" She goes, 8. "What's this?" That's 7. Then they hold up another one. They go, "Is 11?" They go, "What's this?" She goes, "Pause." She thought 11 was pause, and she's arguing with her dad. "That's not 11, that's pause." That's what she thought it was.
Dumbass.
I gotta mix up some more battery.
So apparently, we're
Let
getting
him.
retweeted this repeatedly to us. Virginia Dare was the first child born
Yeah,
in the
so
Americas to
have
English
good night.
patients. She was
Virginia
born
Dare.
August 1587.
English patience.
Were they born in Virginia?
You just said English patience.
English parents.
You have Oscars on the brain.
I got Oscars on the brain. English parent. She was born into Roanoke Colony, which is now in North
I was
Carolina.
gonna say Roanoke. Yep, that makes
Sounds
sense.
in Virginia.
Is Roanoke the one that disappeared?
Is it Roanoke that disappeared? They wrote Krakatoa on this tree. This is actually one of Matt's favorite stories from history, so I should know it. But it's a colony that just up and disappeared.
Yeah, this is the one, Roanoke.
Roanoke,
They
yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah, like they went away, they settled, and then the explorers went back to Europe. Then when they came back, everybody was just gone, just completely gone. They never have any idea what happened to those people. And there was it Croatoa? Something was written on the tree.
Yeah, I think that was Croatoa or something weird was written on the tree.
Something cryptic.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. They were taken by the White Walkers, which in the books are called the Others. But I see after Lost why they changed it.
They also call them White Walkers in the books as well, don't they?
Well, the White Walkers are the corpses that revive,
Right.
but the Others are the
No.
thing. They never say the Others in the TV
Well,
show.
the whites, but they're not spelt like white.
Right, the WIGHT.
Yeah.
Do we keep hearing thunder?
Yeah,
lightning
you know
before.
what the forecast is for tonight?
What?
Thunder snow.
That's not a thing.
That's a total thing. We have a forecast in Austin for thunderstorms.
I thought that was the most epic
Why are
thing.
there are these new weather phenomena that never existed when I was a kid? I never heard the term thunder snow until like 6 months,
What does
maybe
that
a year
even
ago.
There's just two things.
Thunder
that
and
happen.
snow.
That's
Right.
like you're saying there can't be two types of weather.
But no, I'm saying like no one had ever said the forecast was thunder snow,
It's true. Like if someone said there's going to be a snow hurricane tonight, you go, what? What's a snow hurricane?
and then you'd say, oh, it's just two different types of weather put together. What are you, stupid?
That's just a snowstorm.
Yeah, but it's snow with thunder
Yeah.
and lightning.
You know what would be
Scary.
the coolest thing ever? A lightning tornado.
They have lightning tornadoes. What are you talking about? Lightning's part of tornadoes. They don't,
An electric tornado.
are tornadoes part of... Like, you have no tornadoes in Europe, right?
I don't know. None in England.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't
like a little
experience them at
hurricane
all?
sometimes.
What
Never
the-
seen a tornado.
I make
There's
you think.
hurricanes in England?
Yeah.
I have to shake it.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought the water would be too cold there.
I didn't know that hurricanes and typhoons were the same thing.
Yeah, it's as if it's Atlantic or Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, why did they do that?
Just to fuck with you.
Do you also notice, do you know that they name, you probably do know this, but they name hurricanes alphabetically.
Yeah.
So when you get down to like,
Didn't Gus go by recently?
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 years ago.
Didn't Kristen make a video out of it?
She did.
It's amazing.
you know what, and I'm a believer in climate change. Like I believe that's actually taking place. I just think that the way that environmentalists,
Dripping all
the
over
way they
yourself,
present
Bobby.
that stuff, yeah, you drip all over your leg there. That's pretty nasty. The way that environmentalists present that is completely wrong. What are you drawing? You're perverse.
It's an F.
It's a terrible F. You get an F for making Fs.
I feel kind of sick.
But I think the way they present that stuff, Gus, is completely wrong. Like they always try to say like, let's save the planet. We don't need to save the planet. The planet's gonna be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen is the planet's gonna destroy us.
Right.
Basically,
It's
the
like
planet's,
you
the,
think
the planet's gonna go, oh, you guys are fucking up. I'm gonna heat myself up about 20 extra degrees and burn you guys off like a fever.
Yeah, it's exactly like a body with a fever. Your body gets hot and kills stuff that's not supposed to be in there.
So I
what
think
the world
I
is
think they
doing?
get a lot more traction if they said, let's not save the planet, let's fight the planet. Because basically the planet is trying to kill
Or
us all
let's
the time.
save us.
Yeah.
Let's not fight the planet. Let's just save us.
Nah,
Well,
people need
physically-
an adversary.
What's the planet doing to kill us?
It's changing its climate.
There's not a planet doing that.
Yes, it is.
It's us doing it to the planet, or it's a side effect of our actions to the planet.
No, we're pumping stuff in the atmosphere, and the planet goes, all right, well, here comes the temperature. It's coming up.
No,
my,
it's just-
my atmosphere is
That's just
blocked.
what happens when you put that in the atmosphere.
Exactly right. It's the way the planet reacts.
But the planet's just a ball of rock.
So let me ask you a question. When a virus invades your body, is the virus raising your temperature, or is your body raising temperature? It's just the way that the system reacts to what's going on.
Excellent point.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. We're on the same page.
And so I think especially with a lot of people who are conservative and don't like the idea of being hippie-ish and, saving the environment, you're not saving the environment. You're saving yourself.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what you're doing. Which is weird, too, because it's always struck me as weird that the environmental movement is like a liberal hippie movement when most conservatives are hunters and outdoorsmen.
Well, yeah, I would say that most outdoorsmen identify as conservative. Yeah.
And like they understand properties of conservation and all that. And so it's like, why is there such a disparity between those two things?
You think there'd at least be some overlap, like a Venn diagram, but it doesn't seem like there's,
doesn't seem
there's
like
really any
there is.
overlap in those groups.
Yeah. And I know people are going to tweet at me and say, well, the environmentalist kooks are taking away jobs because they're putting a lot of restrictions and all that stuff. And I get that. I mean, I get what people are saying there.
I read that the EPA came out with a new guideline today talking about how they want to severely reduce sulfur emissions from vehicles by the year 2017. And oil companies are upset because they're going to have to rework their manufacturing process to bring sulfur levels down in gasoline appropriately. And the estimate is that they would have to spend $10 billion redesigning their refineries in order to... Industry-wide, they would spend $10 billion.
$10 billion industry-wide.
In order to get up to this new code.
And what
Fuck rules.
percentage of their yearly revenue is
That's-
one company's $10 billion?
That's a fucking drop in the bucket
a
for that
drop
industry.
in the bucket.
Especially Bollywood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it seems like,
Avatar did $10 billion.
it seems like it's such a no-brainer. It's less sulfur in the air. It's healthier for people. It's a very small cost of their profits. Why wouldn't you do it?
You could also argue that the jobs to lower sulfur emissions and the research that's necessary to do that would create jobs.
Yeah.
To do all that stuff.
I don't
So-
think the planet would kill us. I think humans would evolve and stay on it.
Listen, I don't think I think you're right. I think humans, even in the presence of like meteor striking and blocking the atmosphere, I think a human or two is going to survive.
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting rid of us.
Right, but
Yeah,
we're not
we
going to
are
have
resilient
giant cities
motherfuckers.
and airplanes. It'll be a very different world.
On
Yeah.
a planetary scale, we are such vermin.
We are horrible.
Venom.
We're horrible. It is like free will and just ingenuity was like that was the perfect recipe for just like the most aggressive dominant species. It's just ridiculous. I wonder if there's life on other planets, I wonder if any planet will have a dominant species the way that this one does.
Or a species that is ruining it so badly for themselves.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can argue that's what dominance basically is. Thanks. Barbara gave me a nice
Did
message.
anyone make Patrick his pancake?
Fuck you. I was trying to, but then Barbara took everything away from me.
You kept Patrick from getting his pancake in order to make a fuck you?
No, that's his pancake.
No, I would never say that to Patrick.
If humans were
Bernie.
smart, I think they would learn to eat cockroaches.
Gross.
As like a what?
If humans were smart, we would learn to eat cockroaches.
We eat cockroaches.
Yeah, but like as a
Not willingly.
regular food, like everyone eats them. Because they're the only thing. It's going to be humans and cockroaches. They're going to be the survivors.
How long-term strategy do you have here?
I thought you were making him a pancake.
All right, take it
But
easy.
you,
guys.
him,
Calm
her.
down.
Him.
Calm down.
I'm just trying to make sure he gets his pancake. He specifically asked for it.
What do you want, Patrick?
He
What is
wanted GIF,
GIF and
bananas.
banana.
All right, here's GIF. Or here's banana.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not doing shit for whoever else you just said.
Here is GIF. And I think the bananas.
Aren't there Jif bananas?
What?
Isn't that a brand of banana?
No.
Do you have like
Bananas are getting a little kind of mushy. Here.
Do you have like different brands of bananas in the UK? Like here we have like what? Like Chiquita, what are the other ones?
Dole?
I don't know. I went
Does
to
Del
the-
Monte sell bananas?
Sure, why not?
I went to the supermarket and it was just you had one from Costa Rica or you had one from the Caribbean.
Like they weren't labeled with brands.
Nah, one had a blue label, one had a green one, but they were just Waitrose bananas.
Huh.
And they had some bugs in them, dude. Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Like you'd open up a banana crate and there'd be shit in there?
The instructions were when you found a living bug in bananas, you had to catch it and catch it in a cup so they could send it off for tests while the pesticides and kill it. There were some nasty bastards, like things like this big.
Ugh.
And the way you pull a banana out of the box, you kind of ping it out. So like whatever's sat on a banana just goes like flings into the air. Customers were terrified.
What, you would do this out like in the supermarket?
Yeah, I'd just be stacking them, and then like a bug would fly off and like land
Here's what I
next to
can't
some woman.
imagine. I can't imagine the scenario in which the bug flies off and Gavin follows procedure and gets a cup out and like catches a live bug.
Did you
No, the
read
way it was it happened all the time. The bananas were right next to the olive bar, so I'd freak out. I'd drop the bananas. All the customers would be like, "Woo!" And then I'd run to the olive bar and grab it with a pot and just like dive across the floor and trap it.
Are there
I
any
was a
bugs
hero.
you're afraid of?
I'm really scared of cockroaches. They're gross.
The ones
I
in
can pick up
Austin
spiders.
are totally different than any other place I've seen.
The
They're
way-
like this big here.
And
The
they-
way you just
they
describe
piss-
English society, like that little slice of English society, it's like we're a long way from the Blitzkrieg. I mean, it's like that is like the most traumatic thing that happens to anybody in England.
They're weird.
Little bug. You know what's the most dangerous fruit to unpack? From everything I've seen,
Starfruit.
grapes.
Grapes?
Grapes have black widows in them. Like on a regular basis, people get black
Never
widows in
saw
their
a black
grapes.
widow.
You ever seen a black widow?
Not on grapes.
Yeah, that's I always see like posts of that places where I was at this store, I got some grapes, and there's a little black widow that came along with it.
Then I died.
I've told you there was a, you know, in my old job, I used to have to travel a lot to different locations around the U.S. There were different manufacturing plants.
Ah, yeah.
And one of the times I had to go up to this manufacturing plant out in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota, as a small town called Sleepy Eye. And they had this, this giant manufacturing plant. They printed up calendars there, like almost every calendar in the U.S. Anyway, as part of this process, they have these giant barrels with like some kind of powder in them that a guy needs to go over and get, and then like scoop the powder out into one of the machines. Except that the barrel with the powder was always filled with black widows.
Oh my god.
What?
So there was like one guy who worked there who black widow bites didn't bother him for some reason.
Because he'd been bitten so much.
I don't
that
know.
it was
So it's
immune.
like that was his job. His job was to go get the shit out of the black widow barrel and then put it in the machine. They're like, oh, we need some more of that stuff. Go call Bill.
I imagine all the black widows in there, like see him as kind of a challenge. Like, right,
Yeah.
all bite him at once. See
Yeah,
if we
you-
can
you just,
see
like-
if we can take him down.
You just like open it up and just start like swatting the black widows away and be like,
mental.
oh, there we go.
That is mental.
That guy has job security though. Who's gonna fire that dude?
Yeah.
We need to make a new position. We need to hire for this
Yeah.
position. Must be okay with black widows.
Are there black widows in
With
Texas?
black widows biting you on a constant basis. What's the guy's name? Bill?
Yeah.
Whatever?
Yeah.
What could that guy do to get fired? It's like, hey, I was in the break room, and some guy came in and didn't have change for the vending machine, so he kicked in the front window and pulled out all the chips. It's like, fucking who did that? Bill. It's like, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's good.
Let's get a new vending machine.
Yeah, it's like it'll be, what kind of chips did Bill get? Thunder snow.
Ooh.
Wow, you hear that?
That was
Yeah.
louder.
So
getting
we
closer.
really can't go late today because I'm a little concerned about all the crew driving home after this.
So
we're going to be wrapping up in about 12 minutes.
here we're talking about climate change again. It is hard to ignore how much things have changed. Like it seems like our
happens in
summers are way
waves.
hotter and our winters are way
What
colder.
the hell is going
cycle.
on with Austin right now?
We cannot stop getting cold weather. Like we'll have a totally normal week where it's gorgeous weather, 75 degrees, 80 degrees, and then it drops to freezing again. Like we're gonna get 3 inches of snow tonight.
Supposedly, we'll see. But either way, it's going to freeze.
That will be the 3rd time it snowed in Austin this year.
Right, and normally that's like...
I've been here 20 years. It snowed here 6 times total, and 3 of them were this year.
The only thing I'm annoyed about is that Dan thinks I'm lying about the weather in Austin. Like I always say,
Every time
you
he
know,
comes...
Always
yeah,
comes
I
when
always
it's
say
like
like there's never a cloud in the sky. It's always blue. It's always hot. Every time he's been, it's dropped below freezing. We had a shoot where we got splashed by water the other day. It was freezing.
He was here for RTX last year.
Yeah,
He
that
saw
was,
the heat.
that was the one time.
Yep.
The people who, when we go to PAX in Seattle, they also tell us the opposite. They say, you are coming on the nicest weekend of the year. This
PAX
is
last year was phenomenal.
This is as good as it gets, and it lasts 1 weekend.
Seattle in August is amazing.
It is amazing. It's really amazing. And then you leave, and it's all darkness and rain, and that's it. Patrick,
We have Patrick's pancake.
you have a Jif and banana pancake.
I think he said someone else
gift.
wanted some Nutella shit. I don't know.
Edward wanted something. Edward, what do you want, buddy?
I don't give a shit.
Nutella and bananas. Nuddle and banana. Noodle banana.
I thought he
Can you
said...
get a fork down there,
I thought he said tomatoes. Just
Found
to
out
walk around
recently
the
that
cameras.
if you get bit by a snake, you have to keep the snake.
What?
What?
It's like, why do you have that pet snake? Oh, it's a funny story. He bit me about 5 years ago.
What's so funny?
Like it owes you a life debt.
Why do you think that would be the case?
You're the deepest thing. I'm just imagining forever. Like you were like 80. It's like, why do you have a pet snake? It's like, it bit me when I was 12.
Apparently, anti-venom is only applies to that kind of snake. You can't give the wrong anti-venom, otherwise it makes it worse.
I also heard
So you
they
have to get the
stopped
snake.
stocking anti-venom places.
I think certain antivenoms are no longer produced.
Yeah, they're just like, it's not
I think-
cost effective, so we're just not going to make them.
I want to say for the cottonmouth.
I want to say it's a snake that's relevant to Texas, so that might be a cottonmouth, or it might be a coral snake,
Might be coral snake.
because we have those in
Yeah.
Texas as well.
Well, we're
No,
wrapping
this is
up.
awesome. Let's keep going. Let's fight through it.
We're
Us
wrapping
and
up.
the cockroaches.
Thunder snow!
Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back on Wednesday with an episode of The Patch. Next Monday we'll be streaming live with What's Trending at 5 p.m. for everyone, not just...
Thunder snow.
This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus lets you binge on thousands of hit shows anytime, anywhere, on your TV, PC, smartphone, or tablet. Support this podcast and get an extended free trial of Hulu Plus when you go to huluplus.com/roosterteeth. That's huluplus.com/roosterteeth. This podcast is brought to you by Audible.com, the internet's leading provider of audiobooks with more than 150,000 downloadable titles across all types of literature, including fiction, nonfiction, and periodicals. For a free audiobook of your choice, go to audible.com/roosterteeth. Audible.com/roosterteeth. Hey, everyone, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
It's a podcast.
Coming live from Austin, Texas, as always,
South
Sorolla.
Gavin.
Jack.
I am Bernie Burns. I got my own close-up.
Your
Hey,
mic
I did
isn't
it
even
right.
close to your
And go.
face.
Sorry. Hey!
We're ready. We've only been saying like 1 minute, 10 seconds.
I
Getting ready.
have to admit, I'm going to annoy the shit out of you tonight. I'm fully distracted by
You're
our
just playing Minecraft?
sponsor Minecraft server. Jack wanted to see he wanted to see something.
Yeah. The sponsors have built out. It's nuts. They built the altar of pimps.
Oh,
They
yeah?
recreated the altar of pimps on this server on the PC.
Inside it.
I don't know.
Candy, chocolate.
You gotta go to Australia to find out.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? They've got like stairs on it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Fucking new and improved,
That's
baby.
a much cooler looking altar of
So
pimps
welcome to
than
the
that.
podcast where we watch Bernie play Minecraft. Not even like a let's play. You can't even see what he's
Yeah,
doing.
no.
You're just gonna see the back of
Well,
the laptop.
that's what like 90%.
Let's watch.
That's what like 90% of all Let's Plays are, anyways. Is bad footage of someone's computer and then them talking.
Now
about
you do
it.
better than that. Give yourself a little.
I said,
Give
come
yourself
on.
a little
I
credit.
like to think we're in the 10%. Thank you very much.
Gavin edits them. They're top notch.
Yeah, what are
in
you
my
trying to
opinion.
say, Jack?
No, I'm saying yours are good.
Bastard. You know what?
Jesus Christ.
Actually, Jeff and I just started working on episode 100.
Really?
100.
Starting
So you started
preparation.
working on it in what capacity?
We've
Doing the
coming, Well, we know what we're going to do.
They've
and
discussed it over beers.
We've had a few bevs. We've discussed it. We're going to start building it.
So I was right.
Yeah.
Well, how else do you have a discussion? It doesn't make any sense.
Just get hammered and start. Yeah,
Jack.
Minecraft. we filmed a pretty good Minecraft today. We've got The one coming out this week, this Friday, is a little bit rough.
We filmed.
What constitutes a rough?
It can't all
Let's
be
Play?
winners.
It was one where we thought something was going to happen, and the polar opposite happened, and it was a lot less drama than we thought it was going to be.
It was an untested idea. We don't always.
Which is about, again, 90% of all
Again,
ideas.
over beers, untested ideas. They do not always pan out.
Gus, when was the last time you played Minecraft?
It's been a little while, been like a month maybe.
Are you a big
2 months?
PC Minecraft gamer? or-
I own it on PC, but I mainly play on the Xbox.
Yeah. I cranked up my PC version to try to get on the sponsor server that Bernie's doing, but it was full every time.
there's your
Every time I was trying to get on, but then Bernie, I guess, gave me op status, so I can jump on now and just kick somebody off.
It
So.
boots people. We also had to up the limit to 60 people all the time.
Ooh.
We have a unique version. I think I talked about it in the past. We have a unique version of the server where not unique, but it's hardcore mode. So when somebody dies on the server, it just kicks them from the server and bans them. So you're done. So everybody only gets one life.
Nice.
And I think over the course of the weekend, something like 800 people were banned from the server. And so dude, we reset the server today. Somebody died in 30 seconds.
How did he die? Did you know? In 30 seconds?
Somebody killed him.
Okay.
Yeah. He got hacked.
It's like
to death by
Hunger
somebody.
Games.
Yeah, or like somebody will go, hey, look, a ravine, and then you'll see like 2 days later, fell to their death. Their death.
So can you get stats of like if it was a player kill or if it was a world kill or a enemy
People
kill?
have made graveyards that have like, somebody's job when somebody dies. Everyone on the server goes, "Oh, rest in peace," and then they all go put up a sign in the graveyard of how they died.
What you should do is
Wow.
get a player, get him super high, leave him there, put him invisible so nobody can touch him, then just do like a month-long time lapse of what the world looks like. It'll be like ants ruining a carcass.
How do you? So I've always used Fraps to record gameplay footage on a PC, but what do you use on a Mac? Because Fraps
You can use QuickTime Player. It's built in.
yeah, built in. It does screen
It
capture.
sucks though. It's like 15 frames a second. It's crap.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Awful.
good.
There's another program
There's
I've
Snaps
used
Pro
sometimes.
X.
Yeah, that's it. Snaps
Yeah.
Pro X.
Snaps
Yeah.
Pro X. Okay, I'll take.
I think it's
That one's
Snaps
okay.
with a Z.
Is it?
I think it is.
Of course it is.
'Cause it's
It's all
Pro.
Gamer5.
It's Prox.
I mean,
Snaps Prox.
I mean, if you want to get crazy with it, you could run it into an Elgato and then like dual screen into an Elgato.
I want to get crazy
Alright,
with
Jack,
you.
calm down,
Just
Jack.
take it easy,
Let's
Jack.
not.
Nobody
I'm
wants to
sorry.
get crazy
Let's go
with
crazy.
Minecraft.
Next level.
You gotta be in
on
a
this
Betsy.
podcast.
Lunatic.
Also, I had a fucking Joe the Cat on the server, Orange Joe the Cat. Somebody killed him like 2 seconds in. That dude got
Aw.
fucking lightning.
That dude
Zap.
is getting a fucking medal. He knows he wants to keep a clean server.
What's the
Doesn't
jo-
want that cat fur everywhere.
So can you just fly around and strike people with lightning?
I can.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Really?
Just hit all the creepers. They go mental. when
I
you
did.
strike
I
them.
just what I do. Every time I see a creeper, I supercharge it,
We've
That's awesome.
and then I draw it into town.
the golden. We have like a golden snitch in our Minecraft videos where, if for whatever reason you can kill a super creeper, supercharged creeper, you win the let's play, no matter what it is.
Yeah, no matter
Super
what.
rare.
We've
Yeah.
never seen one. I'm not even convinced they're on Xbox.
We've seen lightning, I think, once or twice, but we've never seen a supercharged
I
creature.
think lightning set the wool sheep on fire.
I think,
Once.
yeah, that's right. I think I've seen a zombie pigman, like lightning struck a pig one time
Yeah.
in the overworld, but I haven't seen anything
Well, if
else.
you see a zombie penguin in the overworld, chances are that's how it happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you had an egg.
No, are you serious? Because I have trouble all the time whenever I build. God, welcome to the Minecraft podcast. Every time I make a portal, like zombie pigmen just make their way through it. Just
Do you think go through portals?
yeah, they just like I'm just hanging out. Well, I play all PC, by the way, so I don't think I've ever played. I don't have a single achievement in Minecraft 360.
So you're about
Not
a year
one.
and a half ahead of the Xbox version, basically.
Yeah, well, I never I had stopped playing by the time it came out on the 360.
Me too.
Yeah.
Remember, we were trying to convince people to play it. We're like, you should play this
Yeah.
game. I was like,
Yeah.
nah.
We just got trading on the Xbox, or we're getting trading on the Xbox 360 version.
Emeralds and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's fucking. Nobody cares. I mean, trading. I mean, you mean the villagers?
We're
and stuff?
still
Yeah.
excited about it, all right?
Yeah.
Oh, are you really?
Well, it means
Well,
that we can
something
make a
new.
let's play about it.
Meh, you gotta walk around village where everyone goes. Meh, meh, meh. Did he have villagers?
Boys?
And then Rhinos murder all of them.
Yeah, he
yeah,
probably
they,
will.
Yeah, they make noise.
Do you
Yeah,
remember
it's
you had a
like
weird thing on the Xbox version where you went into the Nether and saw a villager like trapped in the wall in the Nether? Do you remember that?
Was that me?
Then Ryan killed
Maybe
him.
not.
I don't know. 'cause I
Maybe it was
remember that.
Ryan.
Maybe it was Ryan.
But you sound like
We're
it.
easily confused. Man.
Well, I mean, that is going to be an enormous milestone.
say lol?
Minecraft Let's Play 100. I didn't say lol. I said well
I
that.
thought you were like,
Did you just pull
"Wall."
that out of your ear,
You
Gus?
know what I hate about these fucking cushions that we sit on?
Yeah.
They're stuffed with feathers.
Never. Whatever you're going to say has never happened to
And
me.
every
I
now
don't
and
know what
then,
you're holding.
the little pokey end sticks out, and
Yeah.
you're just like
Oh, yeah.
scratching against it the whole time. You have to pull a fucking feather out of your goddamn
That's not a
cushion.
feather. Feathers are
God.
That's a
black.
feather.
That's like
It's a
first
feather.
world problems just defined
Did
right
you
there.
say feathers aren't black?
Well, I've
What the
never
fuck?
seen black. I've never seen a stuffed anything that they use black feathers to
What does
stuff
it matter what color it is?
Yeah.
Well, actually, black
It
feathers.
just seems strange to me.
It's cheaper to buy black feathers than white ones, supposedly.
Why is that?
Well, it's like if you buy wool from a white sheep. Sorry, you want that? If you want
I
wool,
like the idea that you're buying the wool from the sheep.
No.
Hey, give me your wool.
I'll trade you.
but a farmer can sell white wool for quite a lot, but black wool nobody wants it, so they use it just to stuff crap. I imagine it's the same with feathers.
Well, white wool is cheaper because I guess white wool is
White wool isn't cheaper.
White wool's black wool's more expensive.
No, black wool nobody wants it. It's you can't sell it for much.
So it's
No, I'm
worth
sorry.
less.
to the farmer, it's worth less.
Everyone then.
Yeah. Does he charge
What
more?
was I saying?
I don't know. I'm so confused.
Guys, I think I messed that up because I said white wool's cheaper. White wool's more expensive because I guess it's the basis for like you can dye everything and make it that color,
Like in Minecraft.
like in Minecraft. We get everything come full circle.
I suppose that you can't dye your hair grey.
Oh, that's not true. Because when we went down to Australia, that's true. Listen, when we went down to Australia the first time, there was this trend in Melbourne, and it was really hot where girls had silver hair. They had dyed their hair silver, gray and silver.
From what I've heard, you could only get silvery grey hair if you dye it lavender first and let it fade completely.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I can say there was a lavender touch to most of their hair, but the crazy thing is, like, all the trend of girls having pink hair, you have to bleach it, like, solid white, and then dye it pink from there.
Doesn't sound like it's good.
That sounds like it might be bad for your hair.
Sounds like
Or
you're
your
gonna shave your
head.
head after.
Yeah.
Would you ever dye your hair, Gavin?
Would I dye it?
Yeah.
Griffin dyed my hair once.
Yeah.
She dyed the back black and the front blonde. Cut it into a hawk mullet. It did not
Hawk
look good.
mullet.
If you watch the video where Shannon is putting you in a box at
Yeah.
the end, at the last episode of the season 1 of Shorts, I have that haircut.
Oh, I was there for that shot.
Yeah.
And Gus sat on Jeff's head. Or no, Bernie sat on Jeff's
I
head.
did. I thought it was gonna be funny.
You didn't
Yeah.
sit on him. You scuba dived him.
Yeah.
I said Jack Cousteau, and I went in the box like legs up.
Jeff was so
He
pissed
was
off.
so
seeing
mad. He was
stars.
mad.
God, dude.
Understandably. You
Yeah,
could have crushed him and killed him.
I did crush him. I just didn't kill him.
You could have killed him.
I could have killed him.
I just didn't kill him. Not
Yeah.
that time.
It was really funny though.
It was not funny.
Everyone
You're the
always-
only one who said it was funny.
You can see on your face that you immediately regret what you're doing. Like as you're falling, like, oh, this is like you catch yourself like, oh, this is not going to be good for whoever's
He's
underneath me.
valuable. So, and then like Gus or Joel, who gives a shit? No, but it
Oh,
was.
man.
I went in there and I did that, and it's like everyone was saying at the time because we just started doing live action stuff, and everyone was saying, "I'll do whatever as long as it's on camera." That theory got tested immediately and immediately thrown out the window as well. He was fucking mad.
Yeah,
and
he
he
was mad
very
at that.
rarely gets mad, and he was mad.
He jumped through a table. That was fun. That was what Zach Anner was in that video, and
Yeah.
Alan was in that video.
And so was Josh, who works for us now. I think was in that video. I
Yeah.
want to say he was. Yeah.
was Kyle, were you in that video?
The window.
No?
For
yeah.
those of you who can't see, Kyle did this,
He should have said no. No.
but he didn't say yeah. He
Yeah.
didn't say that.
That was a fun one.
Yeah,
I
we
remember-
got a Kyle cast.
I remember Joel was supposed to fall through. Too. Joel was supposed to jump off the ladder.
You want to tell the story? Go ahead, Jack. Tell the
no,
story.
no, you're much better. You're much
You
better.
started it.
He did not.
Jack.
Joel-
That's what I'm saying. You started it.
Joel did one attempt where he climbed the ladder and he kind of jumped and was like, nope, and just walked away from it.
Yeah.
What do you mean
It
he
was-
jumped? He jumped his midair and then said
No, he climbed about maybe.
Set me.
He climbed about maybe like because we had ladders and like Jeff climbed the ladder, got up pretty high, and then jumped off and landed on the table. This
Right.
is the short where Bernie has.
You had,
the,
you
I
had
know what show
Yeah.
you're talking about.
The
I'm,
trap
I'm
door
telling the audience, jackass. They may not have.
You've already
seen it.
explained it. We know the short.
You want to tell it
I
again?
know. Fuck you. Anyway,
the
So-
stunt was you had to climb up about 4 or 5 steps on a ladder, then just jump off
Through a table.
onto a breakaway
Right?
table.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a normal table. We just scored. Like,
That's a breakaway
There,
table.
Well,
there
it
was like
wasn't-
a cushion. There
it
was
was
a pad
built
under
as a
it.
normal table, and then it just happened. It wasn't like one of those like completely. You could get fucked up on that thing. It could hurt.
Yeah.
You landed on it wrong. It wasn't like styrofoam.
It's
or
no worse than
anything.
having Bernie Cousteau you.
See, here's what I've noticed. So Jack's really backing off from the story. Like, he's like, no, it's a table. It could really hurt you, this table. So I'm trying to think, is he trying to make his boss, Jeff, sound a lot better, or is he trying to make his friend Joel not sound as wimpy for not going off?
Man.
You want an eject button just to go straight
Yeah, I just
through
want
the
a
ceiling?
parachute. Just pull the ripcord and let him.
I was going to tell the story. Yeah.
Anyway, so Joel climbed up maybe about 3 feet, and then kind of just like jumped and landed on his feet, and just like, no, can't do it, and then he walked away from it. So I don't know what that part of the plot was going to be if he was going to fall through as well. He abandoned it very, very quickly.
He did. He was out. Pulled the jet. Not doing this.
What
You
show
hit
was
the
that?
eject button. I think it was the one where Bernie had the button and people could fall through.
Through the table.
Yeah, and then they.
That's
that's-
old, man. That's
Mental.
season 1 of Shorts, right?
Yeah. Was that season 1 or season 2?
That was
it
like
was.
13 years ago. I mean, some people
13
might not have
years
seen that.
ago.
Before Red versus Blue,
Exactly.
when we did season 1 of Shorts, you remember it.
Yeah, I was there.
So I was reading
12
the
years
story
old.
earlier today. We were talking about hair, and it made me think about the story I read earlier
Oh,
today,
no.
where this head lice specialist from
Go on.
Northern California claims that the proliferation of selfies is making head lice spread like crazy.
Really? Because everyone's putting their heads close.
Because
together.
everyone puts their heads close
That's
together.
funny.
Oh, I've done that
And
at a lot of conventions.
And it makes lice.
Oh.
It makes it easier for lice to jump person to person. She said that she has seen a rise in head lice in high schoolers and college age students. And here's a video from.
It's amazing
from
the
store.
things that people are coming up with. That like technology is ruining people. Like how it's making like selfies cause people to get head lice, and playing on phones gets you a crustier anus, like we talked about last week.
Yes,
Wait, what?
absolutely, same thing.
Phones give you a crusty anus?
Because people don't get off the toilet as quick as they used to.
Oh, okay.
Well, you have
He
a
made that up. By the way, this is not a story. This is
Yeah,
a
it's
Gavin
totally
free
true.
theory.
Also,
Okay.
you have 120 or 119 in
119.
Flappy Bird.
Yeah. What's your point?
Were you on the toilet when
No,
you did
I was actually in bed doing that. I got 117 and 119 back to back when I was playing, and I was like, Jesus, and I haven't gotten anywhere near that because the leaderboard broke when Bernie was checking it on the thing on the podcast.
So this is unverified. I just want to say what it
No,
is.
I can
Jack
show it
is
to you.
saying
We can put it up on the screen right
We
now.
could, but we
And
won't.
actually now, now on the leaderboard, I have 101. I managed to break triple digits on the leaderboard. So
But yet you couldn't figure out threes.
I mean, I played it one time and with no explanation. So.
Have you played Iron Pants yet?
Iron Pants? I've not played.
And
Iron
listen,
Pants.
thank God you tweeted the fact to me and Gavin that your score was whatever.
I regret doing that.
I regret you doing it
Yeah.
too because I've seen nothing but other people's scores for 2 weeks now.
It broke Twitter for a while.
Yeah, that's always. People have asked me what my score on threes is, and I just like, I don't know. I don't have a score. Thanks for asking. Because as soon as I post it,
Just say a
forget it.
million.
Yeah.
3 million.
It's funny.
3,333,000.
I read a very funny tweet though that says, if you're ever proud of your performance or your score in a puzzle game, don't ever bother looking at anyone else's performance and scores in puzzle games because it's true. Because you'll just feel like, oh shit, I'm a fucking asshole. I have 10 and I'm really happy, and everyone else has 12 million.
Yeah, when I first started playing Flappy Bird, I was happy to get like 4.
Everybody's
Yeah.
happy to get 4.
Yeah, I was like Flappy Bird retarded. I would get 0 about half the
No,
time.
everyone, it's impossible. Play Iron Pants, you'll go right back to that. It's the same thing. It's a superhero game where you fly between buildings, just like Flappy Bird. But
Honestly, I think it is one of those games where if you're a bit messed up, you're good at it.
you know, you had
like
to change with Flappy Bird. You had to change your perspective the way you were doing it. Like you had to not concentrate on how high up you were, but just bouncing and go to the low point. That's when I found I made a big turn on Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the expert. You're Mr. 120.
But there are some-
Send your scores to Jack.
There are some
This is
illnesses.
Iron Pants.
There are illnesses that cause people to be better at some things than people that don't have the illness.
Just tweet it to me at Caleb Diniker.
He lucks out in the fact that his name is so hard to spell.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's funny. Twitter is like that, where you have to be careful about certain things. Like, I should not have tweeted the high score. That was a mistake on my part, and I apologize. But like last night, Katie and I watched a TV show, and we hit a season finale. We're catching up on a show, and I had to be careful about mentioning what show it is because I know there's so many assholes out there that would have ruined the show.
It's true.
Because
You're on a podcast with one of them
yeah.
right now.
Who will? You?
Oh, absolutely.
You would ruin a show for somebody you know?
No, just for Jack.
No, thank you.
That'd be funny. That would be the worst thing to
Jack,
just
I feel sorry for you because you've had a lot of stuff ruined for you.
Yeah.
You've had a pretty major thing in a pretty major show. I was in the room when you got Skyfall ruined for you.
That was incredible.
Yeah. It was like...
Is Skyfall off limits now? Like, or can we talk about
We can
Skyfall?
totally talk about it.
So,
What got ruined for you in that movie?
okay, so
Two days after the movie came out.
it's Monday morning. Like, the movie came out on Friday. It's Monday morning. Freaking Jordan, who does the animated adventures, he walked into the room and is talking to Gavin. He's like, "You saw Skyfall?" And Gavin's like, "Yeah." And I'm sitting there at my desk and goes, "Man, when M dies, that's nuts." And I'm like what? And like, I mean, obviously I hadn't seen the movie yet. And then like everyone froze, and I looked at him, and then they're like, "Oh no, it's."
Because we'd all seen it together. I think it was Ray and Michael and me. We were all in there. And
Yeah.
we'd all seen it.
And so
And he was like, "Oh, were you sad when M died?" And I just turned around and looked to see if Jack was in the room, and he was. And he just went, I could only see the back of his head, but he just went,
and then you see the movie, and of course, like they draw it out, like, "Oh, maybe there's fucking, maybe they should." Oh no, she's dying. God damn it. And so,
You know what's crazy about spoilers for me?
Jordan
is that
didn't even apologize, though. Jordan was just like, back to
Slowly
the room.
walked away from the
That
room.
sounds like a Jordan move. Every time I see Jordan, who makes the animated adventures, when I see him in the hallways, he's always eating one of those goddamn Rice Krispie treats. We have Rice Krispie treats on our snack shelf, those marshmallow ones. I'm not kidding. 4 times a day, I see this guy eating a marshmallow Rice Krispie treat. That's where they're all going. In fact, when they run out on the shelf, he raids the supply closet where they are and pulls them out of there. And I catch him every single time.
Who do you think eats more, him and the Rice Krispie treats, or Ben with the chocolate brownie?
That was unbelievable. Ben and the chocolate brownie was like.
That sounds like a children's book. Ben and the chocolate
It's the
brownie.
sequel to James the Giant Peach.
The problem,
weird sexual
the story
thing.
with Ben though in the chocolate brownie is Ben never ate anything else. He just
He ate
the
chicken
chocolate
nuggets. He ate
No,
chicken
Chipotle.
nuggets like a motherfucker.
And M&M's.
He ate Chipotle, he ate Chipotle, and he would also eat Domino's pizza.
Yeah.
Ben's diet consists entirely of Domino's pizza. What does he eat in the UK?
Did you see that photo I tweeted
There's
of
nothing
him?
left.
Nando's.
Did you see that photo?
You're right. How do we know how much of what Ben eats?
He has the most interesting dietary.
No, I took a photo of him when he had so many pizza boxes when he was staying with me because he stayed with me for a couple
Oh, I
months.
forgot that.
I tweeted a photo of him. He was holding the bottom of pizza boxes. It went over his head. He would just order pizza all the time. That's
And
all he
not
would do.
throw the boxes out.
And then one time, so he asked me, he's like, "Hey, how much should I tip on like a $14 order or whatever?" And I'm like, "Well, typically round it up. I'll make it like 15, so like $3.75 or whatever it was." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, I've been doing that. I've been rounding it up." And I'm like, "Okay." And he had been rounding up to the next dollar, and that's what he was tipping. Was just the change.
So it's $14.95. He'd make it 15.
Exactly.
Oh, what?
And I was like, "Oh my god, I can never order
That's
Domino's
a
to my
situation
house
where
'cause
no
they're gonna-
tip is way better than 5 cents, right?
Can I say something though? I have a bad habit of over tipping. It's just something like I just.
That's a bad habit.
I think it's a fucking waste of money. What? That person doesn't give a shit when I walk out, right, Gus?
Right. No,
If-
I agree with you. I do the same thing where it's
It's a
like
karma
I tip and I'm
thing,
like,
dude.
that's a little too much.
I think I'm a good person. It's like they're like, oh, great, I got a great tip. Who gave me this? I don't even know. Because they're doing that at the end of the shift. They don't give a fuck. One exception to that when I don't tip is when I go overseas. Because they always make fun of Americans for tipping. But when we show up, they're like, oh, well, you're an American, so you should tip. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm not tipping anything. I love not tipping in other countries.
I'm embracing your culture, bitch.
Yeah, exactly right.
Dude, I will say I've never had worse service at a
Parley
restaurant.
Boo cheapskate.
I've never had worse service at a restaurant than when I was in Australia. Holy shit, service is bad in restaurants.
No,
there.
dude.
It's so
You want to talk
bad.
about the shittiest service in Australia? The fucking taxis in Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
I had a taxi cab
Oh,
driver.
here we go.
So
He's set up,
I
guys.
got in this fucking cab at the Crown Casino, and I'm like, take me to the Hyatt. He's like, okay. He's like, where is that? I'm like, it's on, whatever street. He's like, okay. We start driving in that general direction. He's like, okay, where is it from here? I'm like, it's over there. He's like, a couple more streets going that direction. He's like, okay. And then we miss it. I'm like, hey, you missed it. It's back over there. He's like, what? We turn around. He misses it again. I'm like, no, you're past it again. It's over there. We pull up, and it has the big sign up front. It says Hyatt. He goes, oh, you meant Hia. This is the Hia. I was like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I did not mispronounce the goddamn name. Don't give me this goddamn bullshit.
Put it on you.
It's like, no, it's your fault. I couldn't find this place. How many people get in this fucking cab and go, take me to the Hia?
My favorite thing to do is in Austin you can have the app Hail a Cab.
Yeah. How does
Yeah,
that
like
work
a-
for you?
It's pretty funny actually. My favorite thing to do is I put in my home address and I punch the mic and I say pick me up now, whenever, and you can see when they're arriving. You can see them on the map, like how close they are to you. They get lost. It must be my neighborhood. They get lost all the time. I see them all do like 3 laps in my neighborhood and like take all these random roads until they eventually come to my house. Are they doing that on purpose, or are they just idiots?
Just warming the tires.
Your neighborhood, because you two live in the same neighborhood, your neighborhood's confusing.
Yeah.
Even though it's just straight streets, it's
It's
confusing.
a grid like every other.
Even though it's straight street, I every time I go there, I'm like, what, I turn here, or do I turn by this porn shop or the next porn shop? So it's
No,
like,
it's the
or the Mexican Caballero bar.
that place
do
has great drink specials.
which one do I turn by? And then it's like you get in your neighborhood, no fucking street lights. There's like one right by your house, which I know about because I had to hide from it when I was doing the DS street passing thing. Only street house in the whole, or street light in the whole neighborhood is right by your fucking house.
Yep.
Other than that, nope. Fucking
You
Silver
talk,
Age.
you talk crap about the like the strip club and all that dirty stuff that's in my neighborhood, but whenever there's a cab driver who doesn't quite know where I live, I'll be like, I live in this area, and I describe it more and more. And he's like, oh yeah, by the strip club. And I'm like, yeah,
Exactly. Fine.
you know exactly.
He's an apartment above.
Take the alley between the adult toy store and the strip club. That's where I live.
Man, so last week I got, upgraded fiber high-speed internet.
Oh
And
yeah.
how is
Jeff
it?
and Gavin have been so angry because they live like 2 blocks away
Been checking every
and they
day.
can't fucking get it.
That's awesome.
I want it so bad.
How is it?
It's
Do
awesome.
you have a speed test? Do you have a?
I have one on my laptop.
I
but
can't
yeah,
get
it's
it where I'm either.
300 megabit each
Can't
way.
get it. I'm
So jealous.
But so
Dude,
I'm
it's
like the ultimate first world gamer problem. I got upset the other day because I was running speed tests for my Xbox One, and I realized that Xbox Live throttles you, and you can only upload at 27 megabits. And I was like, well, that's bullshit. I can only upload 27 megabits to Xbox Live. I was like, when am I ever going to need to fucking do that?
Man.
It was so stupid.
You know, real time where you are in the house.
Dude, we are so lucky that Google Fiber's come to Austin because they've forced the hand of every provider in Austin.
Which
So,
I've read is this long-term strategy
Yeah.
for Google Fiber. They're trying to embarrass the ISPs and the service providers into providing actual good service
and
there.
it totally makes sense, and it's great. Like, I mean, I'm getting bumped up. I have Time Warner right now, and I have 20 download and like 2 up or 5 up or something, and everyone on Time Warner is going to get a bump up. So I'm going to go from 22 to 100 to 100 down 10 up for free, paying the exact same price.
Okay,
Just because they're frightened that I'm going to leave, and I'm absolutely going to leave as soon as I can.
let's have a real-world discussion.
Real
of,
world discussion.
These are real-world examples of why monopolies are bad.
Real talk.
Because you always hear about why they're bad, why monopolies are bad. So when the internet first started, there were all these independent ISPs. Like, Gus, who was your first email from? Not an educational one.
Prodigy.
Prodigy. Okay, well, that's a bigger one, you know. But there was like Earthlink and what was the one in Atlanta? I'm trying to think. It was there. But there were those local ISPs. Like there was Eden Matrix here in Austin. There was IO Communications. All these tiny little independent service providers, internet service providers.
They started mainly doing their own BBSs.
Mainly because it was dial-up, and anybody could throw up a modem bank and and get a backbone connection to the internet. That's what it took to make an ISP. And we even ran one for a little while, x25.net, you and I. For
Scary as that sounds.
Scary as that sounds, yeah. And then DSL and cable modems started to get big. And then DSL, independent internet service providers get into it, but it's a bigger cost to get into it. And the Bells and all the established carriers, they were behind, so what they did was they priced everything way, way down. Like $29.95 a month for DSL. And they forced all the ISPs out of business. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck when all the ISPs died. And this is now the legacy of that, of now we're stuck with these fucking providers that sure enough when they get their deep pockets and they push everyone else out of the market, then they don't have to do fucking shit. And they don't have to have good service or anything like that. Another great example that's going on right now is nobody cried or shed a tear when fucking Blockbuster went out of business. Nobody. They all were like, ha, Netflix ran you out of business. Now Netflix is the only game in town. We all love Netflix. Fucking Netflix, dude. They just rolled over like a fucking bitch. And they paid Comcast broadband rights. Now they're going to be charging people for peak hour usage for using Netflix.
Yeah, not only that, but the Verizon CEOs have come out and said that they're in final talks with Netflix as well, and that they expect that deal to be signed any day now also.
That's fucking
That's
terrible.
Wait, what does this mean for us?
It's fucking terrible. It means they're basically, Netflix has the ability to set a market in which they can pay out of their pocket and they can run the numbers on it, and it makes sense. Where the access providers are telling them, well, you're riding off of our network and you're using all this bandwidth. Basically what happens is Time Warner, who's a cable company, they're watching their video on demand revenue shrink while the cost of providing their broadband access is going way up. And they look over the broadband access, where's all the fucking traffic going? It's going to a video service like Netflix. And so they're saying, Netflix, you deserve to pay us for rights to access the customers, which we all fucking lined up to do.
Which we also pay for.
Yeah.
We pay the access providers also. They're collecting money on both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now what we're heading for, and this is what the whole discussion of net neutrality and everything goes for, is that we're heading into a scenario where potentially you could sign up for Time Warner Cable or AT&T Megabit or whatever the fuck you have with them, and you can have a layer where they say, well, you get basic internet, you get all your internet, but if you want your video layer, that's an extra $40 a month. But do you want access to Netflix? Do you want access to Hulu? Do you want access to YouTube? That'll be an extra $40 a month.
Because you're a higher end user, you use more bandwidth than somebody else. So
And
we're going to force you to do it.
That sucks flat. Maybe Netflix should make an ISP.
Well, Google's like, I think Google was seeing all this coming and they headed off. Like, Google makes amazing long-term, like, no one can figure out why Google paid $3.2 billion for Nest. But if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. First of all, it's information that they didn't have. They have this device in everyone's house that just sits there and collects data on something they never thought to collect data on. And if you're number one business and you make all your revenue, one of the biggest companies in the world, you make all your money from providing information, what's the one thing you need to provide that information to people? You need energy. So the way that people use and consume energy is a valuable piece of information long-term to Google. Because without energy or with raising energy costs, people might make decisions of how not to get services that might include what Google does.
Yeah, well, I mean, people have traditionally always questioned big acquisitions like that. Like when they bought YouTube for, what was it, $2 billion. everyone said, what a fucking joke. There's no way that YouTube's worth $2 billion. I think YouTube is probably one of the biggest profit centers that they have now.
It is. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world.
Yeah, right behind Google.
And YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's no way Google would do anything like the other ISPs. Like,
why do you say they would never do that? I'm curious.
Because why would Google make you pay? Like, if you're on Google Fiber, they wouldn't charge you more to watch YouTube, right?
Let me tell you something about
They wouldn't limit you from their own product.
Right,
Every
not
company
other
does-
products,
Yeah, that's the
competing
thing. They
products.
could fuck you over and charge you more for Netflix.
Like-
Like, oh, you can use YouTube, but you have to pay for Netflix.
Like,
And
oh,
think
Rooster
that-
Teeth embeds their videos with Blip. That's not YouTube. You gotta pay extra for that kind of bandwidth.
You're right.
that's net neutrality is what they're working on. Trying to get, sort that all out.
Now, the weird thing is that Netflix makes this deal when the FCC literally said last week they were going to make sure they wrote the rules to where people couldn't throttle broadband services. They said that last week, so why the fuck would
they had
Netflix make
said
this deal?
they had said that this deal was in the works for a year. They've been talking with Comcast for about a year, and the deal was actually formalized at CES back in January.
Okay.
And that just now they finally had the technical implementation in place in order to actually officially launch it. And I think they're in a similar place with Verizon at the moment.
Speaking of which, do you use WhatsApp? Do you ever use that?
No.
I did
downloaded
before
it.
iMessage.
I downloaded it and I used it briefly, but
Yeah,
I have
when iMessage came out, it
iMessage.
basically killed it. Like,
Yeah.
when Katie was over in Australia, we'd use WhatsApp at first, and iMessage popped up. It's like, all right, we're done with that. So,
Oh yeah, like Katie's right up screen here. You guys in Australia, you guys use WhatsApp all the time, right, for messaging?
Kick,
And
K-I-K.
Kick.
yeah, I've heard that WhatsApp is a lot bigger internationally than it is in the United States.
I say a lot of people in the U.S. are like, why? What is this thing that Facebook paid almost $20 billion for? And if you've ever been outside the U.S., you know a ton of people use it.
It's basically text messaging, or like an instant messenger type thing that goes to your phone, but it
It's
pops
like
up like
iMessage without iPhone.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can have it on iPhone.
And it's also cross-platform, so someone on an Android could have it, and on an iPhone could have it. And you're
The-
just using data, and not
The
text.
funniest thing to me about this, so Facebook goes out and wastes $19 billion on WhatsApp, which is a fucking
All right.
stupid ass acquisition.
Don't hold back, Gus.
I disagree.
This is such a big wave-making news that shares of BlackBerry went up simply because they have BBM
Jesus.
messaging. I think BlackBerry went up 5% simply because they thought, oh shit, messaging's worth a lot. You know, WhatsApp was worth $19 billion, so BlackBerry surely has to be worth something. This is so fucking ridiculous.
forgot about
I don't
BlackBerry.
understand how this plays into Facebook's strategy. Like, it's not at all what they do. You know, what do you think is good about it?
Well, I mean, I see people.
No, he said he
All right,
disagreed
sorry.
with me. I want to hear.
Well, so I was talking with somebody about it. They basically pointed out that in like all the Chinese developers and all the tools that they're using there, and I'm going to get all of them wrong if I try to say it, like Bebo and all that stuff, and social media and all the messengers they use there, those are growing in such popularity because they have such an enormous part of the population. If you think of the 1/6 of the population of the world is in one country, and 1/3 of it is in 2 neighboring countries. That's just unbelievable. And so it's just a global strategy for Facebook, and it's long term.
Yeah, from what I understand, WhatsApp has 500 million users currently, and within the next 12 months, they project to hit 1 billion users.
And what is
Jesus.
what is the traction that Facebook has on a messenger level? What is the traction that Facebook has on a global level? Because they just launched their messenger product. No, nobody's using it. Facebook tells me like 20 of my friends are using it, but I'm not
Facebook
gonna
Messenger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why is it a separate app?
They have a separate app for Facebook messaging now.
I don't understand that to begin with either. Why is it not just part of the core application? I use the core application. I can message in it. Why do I need a separate fucking discrete application to do message?
When I loaded that app up, the first thing it told me was, now you can message, and people can message you that aren't on your friends list. I'm like, I don't want that. And sure
Immediately
enough, the
disable
first
that.
thing I got was a guy messaging me that I didn't know. And he was asking me if his
And
resume had been received.
This is how that works for me. I'll get a message and I'll swipe it to open it, which then immediately tells the person I've read it, and then they go, "Oh my god, you read it!" And they'll just talk to me more. So you have to not look at the messages you get from strangers.
That's why I disable the read thing on iMessage. It's like, I don't want people knowing I read their message or not.
I do that all the time. That's
Yeah.
a courtesy thing, because my problem is, like, I'll be in the middle of something, and Gus says I'm a bad texter, or bad emailer. I'm fucking awesome.
Terrible.
So I'm, what do you
Terrible.
what-
I've gotten
And
better.
an email too.
I've gotten better about email, haven't I, Gus?
Yes.
I've stepped up
you
my
are
email
better.
game.
You are better.
By the way, the name of the ISP that I couldn't think of, the Mind something, is Mindspring. I couldn't.
Oh,
yeah,
Mindspring, yeah.
And Juno. That also
Juno.
came up on the list.
Or
I feel like
powwow.
Prodigy fucking predated all that shit.
Net
That was
Zero.
old school.
Oh, Prodigy. Yeah, Prodigy was like, I remember that was like an old like CGA interface.
Yeah,
on that
that's
thing.
what I used. It was
Yeah.
that fucking like black screen with the yellow text.
Was Virgin a provider of internet here?
No.
My first broadband was with Virgin.
Sorry, the way you said no. No.
Because the way he said virgin.
Yeah.
We got virgin.
Virgin.
Hey guys, we're here in the
So, I mean, it's really unbelievable. All of the Netflix it's a fucking nightmare.
I can't believe they just bent over. I mean, they bent over and said, "All right, sorry, like, yeah, we are using all your bandwidth, so we're going to pay for it." It's like, no, it doesn't matter.
It sets a bad precedent more than
Yeah.
anything
Yeah,
else.
it really does.
For everyone else.
It's the pipe. Whatever.
Ultimately, you're going to enter a
But-
situation where only deep-pocketed content providers are able to deliver a good experience over the internet.
Yeah.
A company like Rooster Teeth, who can't pay an access provider,
Yeah.
millions of dollars to prioritize web traffic, how do we get our stuff out there to people?
But it's like one of those things where